Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Curse of Strahd here at Kulprids Gaming. Uh huge six in chat already. Thank you for everybody coming in, hanging out. Uh last we left off, let's just go ahead and jump right on into this. Last we left off, our players had met Armand. Armand brought them to the Vistani camp. They were able to talk and mingle with the people of the Vistani camp again for their second time there. And yet Armand introduced them to the love of his life and found out essentially he is looking for some sort of either fame or glory, try to win back his love. Um, Doing so, they got to play. Thank you for the hydrate. They got to play Armand and Growrig did a duo playing at the Blue Water Inn, where they made a name for themselves. They did quite a wonderful job there, and we're on our way to castle for dinner with Strahd.
I think we still had to finish our long rest. So did we finish our long rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
they
Okay, so
also
it's
met
daytime
with
now?
Esmeralda as well, and kind of helped her along her way. Um, yeah, I would say the long rest was completed. You felt good. Woke up the morning feeling refreshed.
Alrighty.
I've got some pelts to turn in.
So before we head out, I need to head off and pick up my. Do we want to just say that I've gone off and picked up my backpack?
Yada yada.
Yeah, we could say that you made it over there, picked up the backpack. It was quite some the quality was way better than expected. You definitely were able to double your ability to carry.
Okay. And I'll deduct the rest of the gold that was promised.
Go ahead and, while he's doing that, drop off the 3 pelts I'm owed or due.
So in passing, you see Lo on his way back as you're making your way over there, providing them with the pelts. That since they did such a wonderful job on your cloak, um, yeah, we're able to make it over there, exchange those, and I believe where do you want to go from there? When you were there, are you coming back to the inn?
Yeah, I'll just come back to the inn. Kind of idle chit chat with him real quick, and then head back to the inn.
We should be getting going as early as possible. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, which reminds me, since we did a long rest, I need to do this. Make sure it's still low. That's out. Yep, we are. It's still low.
Okay.
Low.
I'm gonna say Esmeralda would have like gone back to the inn towards the morning.
I appreciate the help yesterday.
Oh, of course.
Just kind of keep it on. I mean, some of these people know that I can shift, but just keep it on the low, if you don't mind.
Yeah. What they know or don't know is none of my business, in anyways.
Appreciate it. All right, guys, kind of peek your head in the inn here. We ready to go?
Yes,
Sound-
yes. Getting my stuff ready. I'm coming right out.
It looks like it's. I think it's time for us to head on out.
Mary kind of goes ahead and puts her cloak on. She leaves the hood down for now, though.
Oh, Maragai. Just want to say thank you. You really helped out with the performance last night. I appreciate it.
Oh, I got usually get cold feet with that kind of thing, but it wasn't. It was fun.
Yeah, I owe you one. So if you ever want to have a conversation, nothing too deep, maybe I can share a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd like that. God nods at him.
Esmeralda give go kind of like little
One
questioning grin and be like, "Oh,
no, wait,
miss
one
plenty
second.
of performance."
1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and roll it.
Wait, what are we doing?
What are you rolling for?
Oh, it looks like it's our first 20 of the game.
I was rolling
Nice.
a deception, lying to my team, me sharing
The
that
performance?
information.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
No,
roll
well,
out. I'm just gonna roll out of that, but yeah.
That
Yeah,
insight though, damn.
Yeah, it's a +6. It's not a 9 though. So even if I did
that's
crit, it wouldn't
crazy.
matter.
That's really
It's still
scary.
good.
Oh yeah, Maragai's insights is no joke though.
She's got eyes.
All right, as you gather everybody up, Roderick Doe, you're gonna head out as well. As soon as
Yep.
anybody hits here, then change over.
Yeah, I guess Doe walks out the front of the building, twirling the staff in hand.
Stylish. I like these.
Maragai kind of holds out her hand. I assume you had fun with that thing last night.
Are you making assumptions of what he does to play with himself?
Oh, you never know with this one.
Doe
My character
stops,
was-
turns around. So you want this bag?
Yeah, I mean you can't use it, so yeah, I definitely like it back.
All right. Doe tosses it over.
I'm watching this unfold, and I was taking a sip of of some water, and I spit it out as I started laughing.
Well, I think this is the other part of the joke. What is it for trying to catch it? Just a text?
Yeah, just a deck save.
Yeah, I feel it would be next. Yeah.
Yeah, close enough. She as it comes into the air, she just snaps it out, and she puts it behind her cloak. That way, it's hopefully not as easy to steal.
Oh, you poor thing.
So that belonged to you, I see.
Yes, the little gremlin over there enjoys stealing stuff. Keep your eyes on your possessions.
No, I'll
Feeling,
doesn't
I'm the one. Hold on, I'm
doesn't
the one who
steal.
got it. Oh, yeah. Let's think back to how he obtained that staff.
He doesn't steal.
He just
He
What are you
borrows.
talking about?
He just appropriates.
I was gonna say it's
You're just carrying
appropriation.
my staff for me. That's all.
Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah, America's not really upset about this at all. She's used to it by now.
You're just like you wake up in the morning, like, okay, my staff's gone. All right.
As he's just shrugging, like, I guess this must be normal for them.
As they're walking down the street, they end up making their way.
Making your way downtown.
No,
Oh, I wasn't
Exactly.
the only one that had that pop in their head immediately. Good to know.
As he starts singing, roll performance.
oh no.
Oh,
Oh, it's just 13. Damn.
not bad, but still.
Considering you know,
Bard-
I,
He
I've got
doesn't
that- I-
forget the
I've
Few
got-
word.
little off keys, some little pauses, you know.
I was gonna say,
Bars,
'cause
am I right?
I
Little
got
voice
that
crack.
got that +10, so
Yeah.
Love it.
Definitely still pulls it off.
Still,
It was
still
more
looking.
more the Willie Nelson between the between the notes.
Little off key, but it still worked out. It gave itself it gave itself a
It was just
real nice
artistic
sound.
interpretation.
Yes. So you guys and gals should have the access to the token. Making our way out of the town, heading east.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Good to know. Good to know.
Ominous rolls are ominous.
Dude, as a GM, sometimes I just rolled just to scare the players. It was the funniest thing ever.
Sometimes you just got to do
I
it.
just love it. You roll and just like, okay. Okay, what? Okay, what?
Make it out the gates. You see they close behind the clang of the gates as they close. The two guards kind of whispering in the back. Can't really make out what they're saying.
Even if focused. All right.
Oh, just want to put this out there. I actually had to ask. We didn't cover this because I'm not an expert on the terrain here in real life. Does my character know the way to a safe way to Strahd's castle?
Safe is relative.
It is.
Safe is definitely relative to you comparatively to them.
Okay.
Which there
The
are.
reason why I asked- Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Which we will cover this as you're going to notice as you
Okay.
walk the terrain with them.
Okay, perfect. Just want to let you know, like I would let them know if I knew something. That's all.
Okay.
As we're leaving, I kind of hear whispers. I don't make out what they're saying, but as I turn to look at the guards, do I notice? Are they like casting glances at us? Like, is these whispers focused about us or?
No, you just see like one guard doesn't look so happy. Like something. His eyes look kind of down, in a down stature towards the ground as the other one's kind of like talking to him under breath. Trying not to make a scene, it would look like, but more so of you could. It's not berating or chastising. Just you can see the conversation is a little bit one-sided under the breath.
Right. So it seems focused between them and not at us.
Right.
Okay. I'll have to let someone else move us because y'all know the way, not me.
Yeah, so I want to cast that in the direction of the guards, and basically this is gonna sound like their voice, and this is say, Armand was great playing in the tavern last night, and so was Lo.
As both the guards kind of look up and see them looking around. They confused
been
and
looking
kind
at
of now they look a little disheveled as well. Like now they're
Not even
hearing
looking
shit.
back. Yeah, not even looking back. Let's continue walking.
Let me get this straight. They're already having to deal with a lot of shitty situations, and then you make them start hearing things.
Yeah.
As you walk away.
I mean, I can use Drewcraft to make it even worse, but
Oh yeah, you can.
I got thaumaturgy. We can make it really bad, really fast.
let's not though.
Oh, I could just
Funny. It'd
I
be
could cast
funny.
I could cast some hideous laughter on them and make it really, really bad.
Nah, we don't need them to laugh. We want them to break.
Oh my god.
Hideous laughter would break them.
Can we roll wisdom to see if the intrusive thoughts win?
Nope.
No, please no.
Let's go ahead and bring it back to the table. That was funny.
As we're going, Maragaya is definitely kind of keeping a sharp awareness around her, trying to hear any noises, stuff going around. She's seeing anything, yada yada, as we're traveling.
All right. So go ahead and roll perception.
Perception.
Mhm.
Yep.
Is this an everybody thing?
Yeah, at this point, if you guys want to all roll perception, we'll go ahead and guys and gals.
I'll say at that point, I might as well just use my passive perception.
Oh, Mary, open up your oops, I just deleted one of the wrong ones.
I am not giving a fuck. I'm nursing a hangover. Apparently.
Mary, go ahead and open up your player sheet and then roll the perception. Right now, it's showing the player token. There you go.
I clicked his before I clicked mine. I wonder why it didn't go through.
I may have
I think
accidentally
you
deleted yours.
Deleted it. Yeah.
So Armand, Armand and Lo, where are you at in the marching order?
I
Lo-
am in the middle.
I was gonna say Lowe's typically a guy that hangs out in the back.
All right. So at this point, what you're seeing currently is it seems kind of quiet, unusually quiet in the forest area. But you really are not hearing much out there, other than maybe a few crickets or grasshoppers jumping from one spot to another. Because I mean, you got some really good perception. But as for any of the wildlife, you're not really hearing any like squirrels or any kind of animal.
Seems all is quiet. That's good, I guess.
America's kind of terse. The lack of nature. It's not good.
Not its lack. You know when nature gets quiet. You're one of the reasons. At times.
America's gonna personally let that one slide.
You're a hunter. That's how it works.
Yes.
Mhm.
You still going? What are we doing?
Yeah, you're free to move up about another 6 or 7 squares. X's.
Quick question. Is Strahd's castle south? Like we're gonna have to go around the bend?
Yes. Or you
Let's
can
just
cut
cut
through the
through the
forest again.
Let's do that. Because I can get us through without slowing
Oh,
down.
great.
Wanna do it this way.
All right,
I'm up for shortcuts.
hold on.
Mhm.
America's
Let's,
ears are twitching. She's looking around.
All right. So at this point, in the distance, and hear shh.
Did everybody else hear that, or is it just the voices in my head again?
Did it go, shh, quiet?
Okay, it's not just me then. All right, cool. Good to know.
Okay, that's
We're gonna just pass low on the back. Good job. Here's some encouragement.
So that wasn't me. I like to play tricks, but not when we're going to the forest like these.
Which way did it come from?
I don't know. It felt like it was all around us.
Can I do a perception to see if there's any like disturbed trees around us or disturbed like wildlife, nature?
Thanks for the nightmare fuel on that.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll perception on
Oh,
Hell yeah.
that. Oh shit.
He knows
Oh.
everything.
I've been in this forest too much. that leaf is out of place.
So, looking at the ground, you do see that there is a little bit of shuffling of the leaves where there were bent branches, as if somebody had been walking through this, but carefully trying to cover their tracks, but not so much where they weren't noticed.
What do you see?
Seems there's been not the best of covering of tracks.
Margaret comes up to stand beside her and
I'll point out
Kind of-
like the areas that have been.
bends down to a knee.
Mm.
And can I roll survival to see if I can track this? Like, how old are these tracks? Where are they going? Yada yada.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do an investigation on that.
Oh, it'd be an investigation. All right.
Quiet. Is that them? Is that them?
Boys, I think we have a classic ambush on our hands.
Yeah.
So the answer is you could try, but you definitely didn't.
No,
So-
I actually thought it'd be a survival check on that one.
I draw my bow.
I put my hand on my sword.
So I would say survival is more of a trap than it is something to identify something. So when you're looking at an object and you're feeling it, touching it, looking at it, that's an investigating.
Could you argue it as a nature, as in if like how long that like it's been destroyed?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair argument for all three roles, to be honest.
So
But
survival is used for tracking.
Yeah.
and
right,
hunting.
which I was trying to do. I was trying to track.
And then
Oh, that's
dealing
fair,
with
yeah.
like hazards.
Yeah, we can talk about the rules about it after. No
Yeah,
problem.
that's
Yeah.
No, I didn't mean to roll that.
You deleted?
No, I know. I was trying to click on it to see if it gave. If it
I'm
gave
just
me-
gonna
That's
yell
why
out
I'm-
and be like, "You're not being quite quiet here. We can hear you."
I was trying to get the description of it. But, yeah.
That's what I did, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And I had to go to D&D Beyond.
That's why I deleted mine because it wasn't. I didn't want to roll, but obviously Galrig survived.
Yeah.
He's a survivor.
I look around. Is there anything that could be useful for defensive cover or anything like that?
Breeze.
Yeah, you would be able to see like there are definitely trees and a few bushes around the area where you'd hide yourself. So yeah, the way that I was looking at it is when you look around for clues, making deductions based on the which you found a clue, which was a print, and that's the reason why I did it. Might
Yeah.
deduce a location of a hidden object or discern the appearance of a wound, weapon dealt, or what kind of weapon it dealt it. Determine the weakest point in a tunnel that could cause it to collapse. Fragments of knowledge that call for an investigation. So we could do a survival, and then we can do an investigation if you'd like that. Kind of go back on that.
I'm not worried about it. We can just move on.
All right.
I said the other day, you're
That's is that. You can barely hear it. And if you want to do a perception check, we can go ahead and see what direction.
yeah. Let's see if I can pinpoint that.
Would not my perception have kind of pointed out like what direction they would have been in?
Your perception was
Good.
only being focused on trying
What
to find
was-
things on the ground.
Okay.
So, Marigai, you were able to actually hear movements to the east of you, as well as you can hear that the vocal sounds are coming from the west of you.
Say that
All
again?
right.
Sorry, I'm sorry you cut off there. Can you say that again?
You can hear that there's movement on the east of you, but you can
Okay.
also hear that there is the whispers came from the west of you.
I'd
Right.
like to cast minor illusion to the east of me in the forest line.
Guess I'll tell you that. Yeah, we heard that. Oh yeah.
And I wanted to say, let them pass. Approach. We need to talk to them.
Forgot how broken minor illusion is.
And a random dice rolls out of the forest. It's like, damn it.
So no, you're not hearing any kind of like movements at this point. They got quiet, and they may actually, in this case, they would probably be put on alert. You would think, since now you're hearing no shuffling. Guy.
I got kind of ears twitch. Yeah, they're quiet now. Kind of looks over at Doe. What do you want to do? You want to movement over there? Voices to the west. You wanna-
I said we just focus on keep moving here.
I agree. Let's keep on high alert, but let's keep moving as though we're kind of not we're letting them we're gonna spring the trap, so to speak, if it is one. So we're just gonna keep walking, and if but I'm gonna be prepared for for something that pops out at me.
How
Guys,
far
let's crack
away?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
Let's see.
behind you.
How far away was those the rustling noises in feet? Terms of feet?
In terms of feet, we'll stay probably around like maybe 50 feet.
All right. Good to know. And the voices this way?
You heard voices this way as well as this. You heard the shuffling over here.
So they're both about 50 foot.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Marikai this time she kind of puts her hood up, kind of wary, but she follows the group as they make their decision to move on. She kind of keeps a high alert behind her.
All right. You are free to.
Could I just quickly do clairvoyant and see if I can find anything around us?
Can you post that in there? Don't use spell slot. Takes one. Post it. Actually, I can just. I just need to be refreshed on that.
I can.
Create an invisible range. Is have visited, or which this would obviously find it. Yes, if you would like to put a couple, put a clairvoyance going from one tree to another, yeah, that'd be perfectly reasonable.
It only lasts for 10 minutes. It take 10 minutes to cast, but that way it'll keep around us.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely do.
That like the sentinel owl?
Oh, I think that is
It picks a location and then it stays there.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh yeah, so it's literally the sentinel owl from Warcraft 3. That's cool.
All right, so you go ahead and as you took that step forward and as clairvoyance was casted, do you want to explain exactly what it looked like?
So, what is the thing she uses? So she's kind of like a little bit towards the back, maybe not the last one, but
Are you
as
getting
she's looking
ping where
around
it's
and
at? Like, where were you putting it at?
so we'll put one towards where we were at, should they come up behind us, and one a bit further towards where we had heard the scuffling noises to see if she could see anything around there.
Quick question: Is that something? Is that like a ritual cast where you have to sit there and like focus on it, or is it like what I do? It's like instant or a few gestures and some words.
It's a 10-minute.
It's a 10-minute
10-minute.
casting time. So
Yeah.
you would have been sitting there for about 10 minutes, just kind of talking with each other. I would say as you're walking, she would be able to do that.
Yeah, I would say like as soon as we first heard the noises, she might have started. But
Yeah, I'm not familiar
No.
with your type of magic, so I wouldn't even know what you're doing. All right.
And it's just one sensor, isn't it? It doesn't say whether or not
I believe it's
looks like it's
between
just one.
two.
between two.
No, you
Between
can
2
switch
points.
between seeing and hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is still just like a sensor. It's not
Yeah.
like multiple places. So
Yeah,
I'd
just one
say
place.
just like where we're at. So if they came further to where we were,
Okay, so you
we
were
might be
you were
able to
about right
see
here.
them.
So that's where it was coming in. All right. Arcanit RPG, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you being here, being a part of Kulprids Corner. Welcome, welcome. Exclamation mark Discord can get you into the Discord channel. More than welcome to join there, and yeah, look forward to seeing you in the next Saturday at 9 as well. All right, so you set it about right there, and as you casted this, you see this little red ball orb kind of permeate, like it's glowing from the bottom of the tree, but nobody else is able to see this. This is just something that you're able to see from where you're at. Placing it and walking away from it, you notice the alarm sets off. And can you tell me if you were going with were you going with visual or hearing?
Let's go with. I'll go with visual at first, and then once I hear the alarm, I'll switch to hearing.
Okay, so as you see it, you notice that there's no as the visual comes into play, you notice that there's a scout there, humanoid creature, just looking. But even though it looks like weapon is drawn, they're actually not actually drawn. They're just, you can see that the look on their face is kind of like questioning on who you are, and if trying to just more of an understanding of who you are than it is trying to attack you at this.
Okay. And they didn't say anything as after like the sensor. It's just the one.
Nope, they don't, you don't know how many there are. You just notice that this one person tripped this in.
I don't know if I'm gonna tell anybody yet. Can I try to like stealth out back and see if I can confront them?
Yes, we can go ahead and try that.
Or maybe no, wait. I'll look to Marigai and kind of like whisper under my breath. Seems like a scout.
Scout up how many? And
So
what?
far, just one. They don't seem to necessarily be engaging. More of a questioning look that I'm going to go see, and then I'll like dip back. It's like I'll be back momentarily.
Coming
And
with you
it,
then. Can't
and
go.
with that
Oh,
with that sensor, you're still able to see what they're doing. And currently, you kind of see her look off to her right and say, and you see her shrug her shoulders and go,
Oh,
like,
if I had swapped it to hearing, I don't think I would have seen them still
did
necessarily.
did you? Okay, so you didn't see
Yeah,
them, but
I asked if I swapped, or said, but as soon as
okay,
it went off, I swapped.
okay. So then at that point, you don't hear anything or you don't see anything, but you do hear that could be them. And then you hear shh.
Margaret turns to Esmeralda. So what do you want to do? You want to go back and see if we can go around them and catch them by surprise? That might start them into a battle, but you said they didn't seem hostile, so maybe we can talk to them.
They're curious if we're somebody, but I don't know who they're trying to figure out who we are.
Well, how stealthy
It
are
might...
you?
I could probably sneak around and get more of a visual and then meet you guys back on the way.
You're not going alone. I'm not going to let that happen.
Oh, all right. Well,
Margaret
let's
kind of
let the
turns to
others. Yeah,
Go ahead.
let's let the others know. And if we can like sneak off and at least get a closer gauge on who they're trying to figure out we are, as the others keep going, to maybe keep them on their tracks.
I've got a spell for that. I'll hide both of our presences. Turns over. Low.
What's up?
Esmeralda saw something back there. Looked like a scout. They don't seem hostile yet. They seem curious, as if they're looking for somebody.
Let's go
she
say
wants to-
hi.
Well, she wants to head back. I think it might be best for y'all to keep going at a slower pace. Unless more of y'all want to join. I mean, I can keep y'all hidden, but
Nah, I think you're right. You guys go do some investigation. We'll keep on down the road just to kind of keep them off balance, like we don't see them.
just skip a step every now and then. We'll catch up.
Oh yeah, no worries. We got you. I kind of bring myself to the middle of the group and let everybody know what's going on. Just kind of tell everybody to take it down to about half speed and but just keep walking.
Our guy turns to Esmeralda. All right, you ready to do this?
All right.
As she brings up her hands, kind of a wispy, dark magic coming from her hands as the smoke kind of envelops both of them, permeating into their skin as she casts.
Can I swap my sensor back to the visual to see if they're still there too?
Yeah, you should be able to.
The mirror guy's going to cast Pass Without a Trace on both of them.
And how are you going to hide in plain sight?
I call low. Hey, we're going to use the bathroom over here.
Hope everything comes out okay.
We're going to just head into the woods over here. And I'm just yelling that out loud, just so they can hear us.
Oh, and that's why I responded as I did.
Yeah.
That I implore. I'm happy to hear that. As you swap that over, you see that there's a second one, similar in physique, similar in colors. You're not familiar with the colors they're not as vibrant as the Vistani. So, but looking at them, you can tell that they're colors of townspeople that may be going out in the area. This is something you'd be familiar with as you've been around here for quite some time, and I don't know if you ever made your way down to this area, Marigai. You kind of stayed in that point for quite some time over in Valaki. So as you kind of notice from them that it's more of a villager type vibe more than a warrior type vibe.
Right.
As a second one walks through your sensor.
They don't seem like warriors. A bit more villagers. They're not the clothing I'm not as familiar with, but they're not. They definitely don't dress as Vistani. They may be from town.
Well, let's go ahead and use the outdoor facilities, as we said, and loop around and see what we can see. As America kind of leads her over to here, and then we're going to go ahead and try to stealth around as soon as we get out of line of sight.
All right, go ahead and roll stealth checks. It's a plus 10 to both of you.
Yep.
Go ahead and unprivatize the roll.
Oh, dang it.
Wow.
Oh.
13.
Holy.
I got 19, so at least it's that.
As the druid trips on a root.
Oh, where'd that thing come from?
Um,
Oh, that's funny.
the
This is why I love the RP based rolls. This shit happens.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
Oh, jeez. I think you guys are going to get spotted.
But that would be. I'm good.
So as you guys go into a stealth mode, trying to hide yourself from the location, you run smack dab into one of the scouts over in that area.
Well, hello there. I'm trying to go use the bathroom. Y'all aren't spying on me, are you?
Us? No. Spy on
Us. How many of you are there out here?
and he quickly looks over his left shoulder. Kind of, you see sweat growing on his brow. Like you ran into like the worst scout that they ever had. Part of them.
I'm trying to RP my way out of here.
I where do you come from?
I come from Valaki. We were going out to hunt. I just needed to go to the woods to relieve myself real quick. Who are y'all?
We're the scouts of Borovia. We come from the village down south.
Village down south. Hang on, I'm seeing if that. I think I know what that is, don't I?
You would know that it's south of
It's
it's
over here.
southeast, but it's It's taking the south roads to get there.
That's what I'm saying. Is that the one where Baba Yuck is at?
No.
Okay,
No,
no.
that's not where.
Okay, I was thinking of something different then.
So who are you looking for?
She just comes out of the woods. Ah!
No.
I'm just gonna jump him.
As this one was
like
quite
tired of it.
this one was quite
She has very
jostled.
little patience.
Oh, this. So, we're. I don't think I'm at liberty to say who we are looking for, but we are looking for someone in here in the woods.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I don't buy that. I think you were just following me because I was going to the bathroom. And
No.
I think you're... Yeah, then who are you looking for? Tell me.
That's inappropriate. I would not do it to a lady. Sorry.
Then tell me who you're looking for.
Intimidation, please.
All right. Shit. Here's another natural one. Ready for it?
Ready and waiting.
Flat 10.
Flat 10. Well, who has the I know that we got a roll advantage for some. I wanted to say I just want to. Oh, Armand. Okay, so you got an advantage roll, Armand. So you know, is that for you?
I will use that nicely.
Well,
I'm gonna also intimidate real quick.
as you can see, he's not really phased at this moment. But as Esmeralda has scared the crap out of this guy, he's more so of kind of like shaking now because didn't see where as came from, and is I'm not here to look at you. We were just looking for somebody that fit the description of a group out here in the woods. They were cloaked figures, and we saw you, and we thought you might be the one. As he kind of points to Marigai with the wolf's cloak on.
Oh, I promise you, this cloak is meant for somebody else, dear, not you.
It's good. And as he gestures, like, you know, you see his head kind of move to the right a little bit, like he's trying to pull everybody into the area. You see another one. Oh. See, this is not going to work if you get caught out here. As you see this one kind of berating and, you know, like head down, like, I'm so sorry. Get over here, William.
Oh, and William, try not to hang around woods when it's creepy.
Kind of looks down and kind of walks. So sorry about him.
We ran into worse. So, who are y'all? What kind of business do you have with us? If any at all.
No business with you. We there were some thieves that came into the town over there at the village of Barovia, and they took some stuff, and we were scouting out to see where they took it.
Thieves? What did they steal?
Just equipment and stuff from the villagers there in the town.
Well, I try to be honest myself, so it's a damn shame. Do you have any leads?
No, we did, but then we started following them and then came to a clearing where there was at least like 20 wolves that have died. But yeah, not exactly sure what happened to them, but there was a really tall guy, a gigantuan guy, and a man of the cloth. It looked like, I guess, it was traveling with them. There's a few of you that look like them, but I don't believe it was. I don't believe if it was or not. They did not say that there was any females that were with them, so it was kind of odd to see you there.
Well, I can promise you the largest member of our group isn't a thief. At least I don't think he is.
Okay, then I will let you go about your business. And I appreciate you. And damn it, William, when I told you to hold, you're supposed to hold it. Like, don't move. That's why I closed the fist.
I think he may have just been a little curious as far as two of the women walking off. We were only going to the restroom, but
Well, you know how young minds can be.
You're gonna give this poor man a complex.
was that not a good way of getting out of a nat 1 stealth roll though?
That
Stranger danger, stranger danger.
truly was amazing. I am so happy you guys with it. That was awesome. That was awesome. But yes, I would say anything that happened now was diverted. They all kind of come forward and kind of just hovering around each other, talk amongst themselves. You were free to.
Well, I suppose we'll need to find some OS to go. If you'll excuse us.
they're all gonna have complex. Like, happy that. Why are you trying to sneak up on the bathroom, Willie? What is wrong with you? Just walking up.
I can't believe that just came out the top of my head. I had a
It was gold. I was
recall that
like,
one.
I was so lost on like trying to think like I don't even know what Esmeralda would do in this situation other than like look at America like, oh my god, you tripped up so bad, but that worked so well.
So you
Go
guys,
ahead and make our
y'all
move.
can have this conversation along the path as well. So
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
would
we're
make
headed-
good for a good conversation along the path.
We'll get back. We'll be back with sisters.
We're headed back to the group.
They'd have kept moving a bit at that point.
Yeah,
They're probably like
thieves.
here by now at least.
yeah, they'd be about right there.
Yeah, we're talking to Strahd already.
Yeah, you already just.
This is a fine flaming yawn, sir.
Like we'll meet up with them and be like.
So thieves. That's interesting.
Like any of
Have
you
to-
folks went down into the southern towns?
Hey, Grawrig, you're the biggest. Just kidding.
Did you steal something? It was talk about a bunch of wolves. I don't really
be
know
fair,
what's going
if-
on.
I steal something and they say the big guy. They don't typically say the big guy. They say the big loser.
Yeah, you know
No.
what? That's probably fair. That's probably
No,
fair.
you know, to be fair, I vouch for you. So
Yeah. They were just thrown off by women, apparently. I don't know. Maybe they've just never seen women other than the ones in their group.
Or the group they're looking for doesn't have women.
I know.
let us have our moment.
Did they actually say what was supposedly stolen?
They didn't say specifically, but
I think the only thing that we stole from Barovia is Alec.
You steal a boy? You stole a
We
boy?
didn't steal. We didn't steal him.
we didn't steal him. We
rescued him.
rescued him. Well, I wasn't there at that point. They rescued him.
I
I was doing everything I could to stop
What's
him.
this weed? What's this weed's business?
let's just say that his parents sold him 4 cupcakes.
Cupcakes that are on the
true
level of
story.
heroin, but
What
You
was
know
that,
what?
Doe?
I'd
Hold
be
on,
down
hold on,
for
hold
those.
on. What was that, Doe? Thought I heard you say something. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. You'd be down.
I've been muted the whole time.
Oh,
Welcome to Rob's life.
No, he was muted like intentionally apparently.
I didn't say anything at all.
Okay, yeah. All right. So yeah, let's. I guess we'll go ahead and start proceeding. Castles.
So these people were just following us because they thought we were the thieves.
Well, they
Mhm.
saw me cloaked, so they had a cloaked figure among the group they're looking for, apparently. But as I told them, I am cloaked for different people entirely.
Okay.
As you enter into this area, you see that the dirt road splits into two, winding toward south and winding straight towards. See all the patches of the cobblestone, with the grounds, the water that runs across them, the musky smell in the area from all the wetness, dampness. Parked at that fort, the pointed east, is a large black carriage drawn by two black horses. Horse snorts, puffs of sneeze, breath in mountain air. The side door carriage silently.
Put my hand on my sword.
Is there anything in the chariot?
To approach it.
I mean, I'm gonna strafe it enough to the point where I can see inside the chariot.
I'm
The door
gonna
opens, right?
I'm gonna walk cautiously towards it.
Well, I'm walking around.
I'll do a perception check on it.
Yeah, like I'm straight. You understand what I'm saying? I'm strafing around it, not approaching it, but
Do
trying
I
to get
see
a
anything
better view.
around it, or like other than?
You notice that there are some worn tracks in front of it, as if it travels multiple times along the same path, which you know this path that leads up to Strahd's castle.
Mm-hmm. Is it coming from Strahd's castle at the moment?
It is
Or
actually
does it seem
sitting
like
there.
or like, is it like pointed a particular direction on the road?
It is facing towards the
Towards.
castle.
Is there any? Do I know if this is customary for invited guests from Strahd to do this?
I would say go ahead and roll a history.
Could he roll a religion check on that?
No, this is not a religious. It would be something that he would have to know.
I didn't know if he'd have, like, as far as like Vistani's, if it would go in towards religion with him.
I would say that you don't know of how you didn't know how people are invited. Just that if they're invited, they're welcomed. You know that once you're invited, they're never going to be hurt by him directly.
Okay. Well, the question is, I don't know if this is from him or not, so I'm going to proceed with caution in that case.
All right, and with my second nat 1 of the night, I'm guessing I'm not seeing shit.
You did, yeah. You see that it's dark on the inside, but you don't catch if there's anybody in there or anything.
So I think the second best thing is to look at the horses. And as I approach the horses, kind of slowly, seeing if they are going to react to me at all as I'm kind of hold out my hand and see if they're actually receptive to me trying to, I don't know how to say this. I'm trying to like form a connection real quick with them almost and see if they're, how do I say it? Okay, so like Marigai knows that the wolves are controlled in this area. That's what she's trying to do. She's seeing if these are the animals or if these are
Constructs.
something else. Well, not, yeah, guess, sure.
So at this point, you see that the horses they look towards you, and they kind of nod their head down a little bit, like as in ears go back and kind of like nod down a little. You would see that as a welcoming sign.
And these, for all intents and purposes, look like living, breathing, physical horses.
Just two jet dark black draft horse.
Okay.
Anybody else want to try to see if there's a host on this place, or I can't see anything?
So it's just the horse. There's like didn't see any. We didn't see anything necessary. Like there's no persons in the general vicinity that we can see, right?
Right. You don't see anybody there. Just the two draft horses and the carriage.
And the carriage is like enclosed, like it's not able to be necessarily looked in.
You said the door was open. You said the door was open.
Erica Page, thank you so much for the raid party of 10. Huge welcome in. Welcome in.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to us overthinking everything.
Did you say the door was open?
The door is open, yeah.
Door
So
is open, so we would.
I'm gonna walk right to the door and I'm gonna cast light on the inside of the door to kind of enlighten everything. And it's a cantrip, and it's lights up an object.
Okay.
Boom, done. So I guess the carriage has to has a DC 15 dexterity.
I mean, you know how dexterous they are, dude. It's insane.
I rolled a wisdom check. I didn't meet the DC. I was thinking of a 15. I'm gonna say I say my feet are killing me. I'm gonna go ahead and go inside.
Marica kind of holds out her hand for a second. She's like, never mind.
So now that it's lit up, what do I see inside?
You see some beautiful, ornate, decorative chairs on both the left and the right side. A satin covering to them. But you don't see anybody else in there. You just see the two red chairs, the black walnut wood with the very beautiful grain and stain around it.
Would I have noticed any like scuffle with the perception as far as like whoever left this?
Thank you for that follow. Thank you. Would you ever
with the perception check earlier? Would I have noticed? Because I did as far as like where like if it was headed which way direction it was headed and the things around. Would I have noticed like if there was any scuffle like between people, like if any was pulled?
You look at this. Go ahead and you could do a investigation to see if you see. Perfect. So at this point, like you look at it and you see that the inside of this is absolutely pristine.
Okay.
As if like the glass is completely see-through, almost as if it wasn't there at all.
And like the door wasn't wasn't like jarred open or anything like that.
Correct. Yeah, you see everything just looks beautiful in there.
I have a seat.
I say, Marguerite turns around. Well, if y'all are just gonna go into the spooky whole thing with no rider, I'm gonna respectfully.
I mean, I can drive it. Let's do it.
No, well, I'm gonna respectfully kind of stay outside and see if I can. And she's gonna roll animal handling here.
CPL Limp Daddy. Yeah, thank you
I
so much for the
literally
raids.
got
huge.
Oof. So,
Please stay away from the horses. I don't say that.
And yeah.
oh, that Margot's
Look.
gonna try to see if she can mount the horse.
Oh,
With that
God.
That is awesome. Thank you.
You're about to get kicked in the face.
Well,
Can
I mean, if she's
can I give her
approaching-
a help action?
That's
You
not going to
can.
help
Yes.
that much.
You can try to give her a help action. Yes.
Okay.
How are you doing it though?
I don't know.
You gotta explain how you're doing it.
Pushing her on the horse.
Yeah, just push it
My
like.
bottom.
I was like, oh, you like animals? It was
Okay.
just like help
How-
help her.
Or I
lift her
could
up. Is it-
drive the wagon.
Ah,
the
nah,
carriage.
nah.
See, instead of one person having a mount,
Hold on,
we
hold on,
use
hold on.
technology.
That's too
Let
much.
her
Drive the
mount it.
carriage.
Let
Hold
her
on.
mount
Hold
it.
on. Stop. That's too much. Let's bring it back. So
Margot's doing this because she doesn't trust it.
So is everybody inside, or is anybody sitting on the outside? I just need to know where you guys are at.
I was on the outside just looking in the.
Okay.
I had not actually gone into.
I don't
The
trust
carriage.
the inside. I don't want to go in.
I'm just watching
Yeah, I'm
the
inside.
druid approach the horses.
I have my
So-
feet kicked up and everything.
So right now you notice that as you kicked your feet up onto the other seat, that you kind of slid a little bit of mud going up the satin.
So I noticed this.
Yes, you notice this.
1 second. I clean it.
All right, so yeah, you clean that spot up.
For an hour.
Anybody else heading in there or on there? It doesn't matter which way you're going. You can even walk if you'd like. It's totally up to you.
Well, I
Well,
said Margot
I'm
is
watching the druid try to mount the horse that's attached to a carriage.
It's
And just
possible.
wondering what's going on.
And I'm actually watching it through this pristine glass, and I'm kind of chuckling to myself, like, I just hope it doesn't get crazy in here in a second.
You're about to go for a wonderful ride.
He just wants to be one with the animals.
Tell Alita
Nah.
I love her.
Hey, much I want to be one with the
Ooh,
animals.
yeah.
Is I don't trust that carriage with the ounce of my
That's-
life.
Very smart, Mari.
Mary is very suspicious of this random carriage in the middle of the way. So she casts detect magic.
So as you cast detect magic, you notice that the horses have like a small glow around there, just around their heads.
Hmm.
You gonna say something?
There's a bit of a glow around the heads of these critters.
Wait, seriously?
Aye?
All right. Marigai abandons her attempt at getting up on these horses, which are just they're not perceptive of it.
No! You're gonna ruin my carriage.
Yay! Yay! I
Oh,
like
boy.
See
it.
what these
I'm
animals
for it.
really are.
Oh,
All right, so
I'm gonna laugh if it's a minor illusion and it's just like a bone horse. That's gonna be that's my bet.
Around the head.
In this case, you have to roll for this.
Okay, so
There's no modifiers. You will have to beat a check on this.
all right, so I have to just roll a d20.
Regular D20.
Major illusion?
All right, you did me once before. Let's get that nat 20.
There we
19.
go.
Close enough.
As you see the glowiness, actually Mary sees the glowiness of the head kind of pulsating. You notice that kind of goes away, dissipating around its head. At which point the horses rear up and start to take off.
Mariguy's gonna try to calm him down.
Oh shit!
Armand, no!
The door slams closed, and you see Armand. His face in the window.
Yep.
Go ahead and
exactly what I was saying.
explain your face in the window right now as that door slams closed.
I'm pretty terrified, and I look in the back, and I look at whoever just cast the spell magically, and I look at you. What the hell?
Hang on, I can fix this. My guy yells out as she tries to. He asks to animal handling to see if she can reach out to these creatures and calm them down.
That's assuming that they're animals.
No, as they came to as you would come to understand, they were animals based off of the way that they nodded their head earlier and pulled their ears back when Marigai was there. They are still lurching forward. At this point, they're still on their path. They are spooked. They have. Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Could I?
Wait, who's out here with me?
It's you and Armand as they take off.
No. I'm outside.
No, I was.
I'm saying
Yeah, I
who's
was.
outside the carriage when they took off.
I was. The only one inside was Armand.
Yeah, but you were on the outside, right? Did you ever dismount the carriage, or are you still hanging onto the carriage at this point?
I was not. Yeah, no, I wasn't on the carriage. Well, I was helping you on the horse. So I don't. Yeah, I don't think I was on.
Oh, good thing my name's not Jack. That's.
Would I be able to do protection from good and evil on the horse that was spooked?
I think that's a normal fear.
No, it's protection for good and evil would be a fear thing for or death thing for things that are trying to hurt you, right?
No, so hold on. What do I put it up again? I don't remember how it is.
I'm gonna use the spell slot if yours doesn't work.
Is one creature you touch is there's aberrations. Protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls. So nobody's attacking right now, yeah.
I just read the creatures. Yeah.
Armani, what are you doing? You gonna
I'm casting Major Image, and I'm gonna have a herd of horses pop in from the sides, and then start running with them, and then start to slow gradually down.
Ooh, that's interesting.
How far away is the carriage?
At this point, the carriages can travel quite fast.
Like, would it be 60, like within 60 feet still?
Well, they'd straight be dashing, I think, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they'd be dashing. So within that time frame, if you have not casted anything, yeah, we would say that you would still be able to try to attempt something. Armand is trying to attempt something. Well,
you said the door like slammed shut, like did it lock?
No, just slammed shut, like as in like it lurched forward and closed the door.
Okay.
Whatever was magically holding that open had been dispelled as it slammed shut.
I think we're all forgetting Armani could just bail at this point.
Yeah, but I'd rather not get hurt going fast, so I want to kind of save the situation here.
Tuck and roll, tuck and roll.
So obviously, if Culp's like, yeah, you see a cliff, no, I'm gone. Buy horses, but
not the running off the cliff.
Yeah,
did I just derail this encounter? I think I just did.
So, with those illusion horses coming in, I wanted to make it so that the horses see other horses running next to them, and as the other horses slow down, to take that herd mentality and slow down with them and come to a stop.
Why not have them run back toward the group as well?
I'm just trying to relax them right now. I just want
I was gonna say,
stop.
Can we? I want to try something too, but I'll wait to see what yours does.
So it is a 20-foot cube. This is technically not a 20-foot cube. Panel's a mile or a quarter mile. Let me
try.
But he'd be able to do like
a
20-foot cube. Like the horses would only probably be like maybe maybe 5 feet from each other, given that there's probably about like 2 to 3 feet of width to a horse.
Yeah.
So
Like
Yeah.
having a horse or two on the sides of them would still probably be 20
So-
feet. But
so can I again? We all have a reaction, kind of an instant thing we can do, right?
Correct.
Okay, so let's
But
just do this before we
You
do that.
already used your reaction with animal handling that didn't control it.
Is that an action? Okay, fair enough. That's fine.
Isn't animal handling is a action, right?
Animal handling is just a check.
But you're trying to calm the horses, so
Yeah, that's fine.
As for Armand, you notice as they're running forward, they're kind of running through your images, right? Because you can
Oh no, I wanted them to be on the sides coming in, not through. I don't want them to run through it because that would scare the hell out of them.
Well, I'm just thinking like as they're running erratically, and they're coming in. Okay, so they're just squashing against them, like close to them to kind of like slow them down, and in front of them. Okay, so like waves coming from in front of them, you see horses that surround and kind of start slowing down gently. You get about 60 feet away at this point within the moment as they start to kind of slow down. You feel them slowing down. They haven't quite came to a stop yet, as it's going to go another 120 before it actually stops.
Yeah, I look ahead of us, ahead of the carriage. Do I see any obstacles or anything crazy where I'm gonna need to bail? With knowing that they might slow down like really soon.
This bend right here, you would actually see that it does go down off the side.
And they're not going to slow down in time?
You at this point are not exactly sure on the you're not sure of the mathematics behind it of whether or not it's going to slow down. You
Okay,
are
got it.
afraid that it is going to. I would say that you are
So-
afraid that it might go.
I'm going to open up the door and I'll be ready to bail at the last second in case they go off the cliff.
Right, and at this point,
My performance check, by the way, is while this is going on, I just decided to start playing my lute.
While they're screwed and just like keep
Whoa.
walking.
Whoa, your
I
your
just
flute phrasing
sigh and start walking. Just,
Got
So,
the soundtrack in the back.
you're just sitting in the back. All right, so at this point, I need you to roll a strength check because as you open the door and you're holding on to the carriage to get ready to bail, and I need you to do it with a disadvantage
Oh,
because you're not
strength's my
able to
worst
see it.
stat. So that's 3, which will probably be the 1.
Oh God.
It's a 3.
By
Okay.
the way, Lo, your flute playing is amazing, or lute, I should say.
So as you are holding on to it, you did not see that it hit a pothole in the cobblestone, bouncing the carriage up. As your hand releases, you go flying out the side of the carriage.
Ouch.
Go ahead and roll a 1d12 for damage.
You got it.
No dexterity check there?
I strength to hold on.
I don't know. Just more the land. At least that's good. You know, if you're gonna get a 2, you know, yeah. Be on damage. Yeah.
Aim low on the damage. There we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
At that point, the tuck and roll be an acrobatics check.
Oh yeah, true. Acrobatic.
All right, so you were able to safely knock yourself off. You're looking pretty damp from the road as you notice that it's all the roads here in Barovia are like wet and slick cobblestones.
I clean myself up and I stand up.
This is a pretty
That is-
straightish path that we might be able to see, right? Do we see all this still? Is the weather okay?
With what?
I was just curious if all of us further back can still see the carriage and everything as it
Just
Yeah,
tears
where
off
you're
down
at
the
right now,
road.
you saw it
Deal.
taking this, turn right here, and that's when you saw
Oh,
it,
okay.
Ramon.
Nice.
All right, so I'm gonna start jogging after the carriage,
Really?
and I want to see what happens.
You see the carriage standing about right here, or pretty close to the edge, but like right here.
Okay, I'm gonna walk, and I'm gonna. No, actually, I'm just gonna walk back.
So also keep in mind that the prestidigitation works over an hour if it's more than 1 cubic foot. So you basically you got your shins down or clear. Gotcha, Carnage.
I was looking more at point 3. You instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. Just doing that multiple times until I'm cleaned off. It's not an illusion. It's literally
The cantrip,
dry
I know.
cleaning.
Yeah.
It's still an action though, so it would take, there's a certain.
So what's the
amount of
1
time it should
hour?
take.
Because it says 1 hour.
That's
how
if
long
you're
it lasts.
That's if you're using the other ones, like make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object of a surface for 1 hour.
Gotcha.
Using
Okay.
it for the effects, like the sparks and stuff for shows.
Yep.
So he'd be able
So-
to do it over the course of an hour.
In other words, we would be seeing him cast a spell as he's approaching us,
Gotcha.
No,
cleaning off.
Yeah, you would be seeing him cleaning himself off as you're walking.
Right.
So, what the fuck was that?
That I believe, and I'm just taking a guess, obviously, but I think that was apparently probably our ride, which was, I can say, was probably rigged.
And I end with a do 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 do.
Oh, Mary turns around with finger guns.
I just have to ask, and I'm being very serious. The next time you're going to cast a spell, and you see that someone's in range of that spell, it's kind of common courtesy to let them know.
Yes, well, I thought I'm got a very good way with animals, so I thought I handled it. I'm sorry I didn't. So, Marigold kind of bows. Marigold kind of bows her head. So, accept my apology.
Esmeralda, but did you die?
And here. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I accept your apology.
Actually, you know what? No, we gotta do on that, right?
A little bit of insight.
Yep.
For all intents and purposes, you believe he was sincere?
Yep. I know that.
And I wasn't.
Mary,
What?
Mary.
I'm sorry, you peeked.
I
And Mary, you see, since it's still within the 10 minutes of your time frame of them you catching up, and it's just at the end, you see the glow formulating around the head again as your spell then diminishes.
just around the ponies, not around the carriage, right?
Just around the head of the ponies.
Mm-hmm. Aye,
Almost
that's
like
a bit
it was
curious.
control.
Yeah.
It's a remote control for the horses.
No,
And you notice that
Marigold's
the carriage door opens again.
Fuck that. I'm walking.
Y'all do realize we're walking in a trap. I've been saying this from the very beginning. Marigold
No.
just sells out.
This isn't a trap yet.
Are you
For all we
serious?
know-
Do you not see the
Honestly-
horses being controlled by magic?
Yes,
Well,
and
I mean,
no
you tried
driver.
to dispel them, and maybe
you-
that just made it a little bit worse.
So yeah, let's look at the sequence of events. You
Yes.
cast a spell that dispelled what was around their heads, and they freaked out and ran off.
Because they were being controlled. What other explanation is there?
Did
Well,
you
the
see
control-
a driver in the seat?
What part of the control is essential for the carrying of a driverless carriage? Just got to ask, but it is fun.
It's almost like it was so that they could control it from the castle.
Yes, and I wonder who's controlling it.
The guy we're coming to see.
You
The
guys did
guy
get an
that's come they
invite,
were
right?
coming to get killed by, you mean?
You're the one that thinks we're gonna die. He invited us for dinner.
She's just gonna start walking off
This
again.
mayor guy like just is like mayor guy's like
If
rubbing your
you
temples at this
don't want to
point.
be here,
No, I'm going
there's
to
the
be there
tree.
because I'm going to save your asses.
Go to the forest. Go hunt something.
Nah, it's all right. You're being suspicious. I gauge that you probably don't like the magic controlling creatures and the sort because you seem like you're in tune with nature magic. But I don't know. I'm not gonna go inside it. I already said my piece on it. But Grogrig, I think you and I were thinking along the same lines.
Look, we know where his castle is. Let's not take the spooky, rideless pit
I'm
of
gonna hop in the
doom.
carriage.
Oh my god. Oh, Ursarock, guide me.
Sounds like a
There
good
you
idea
go.
to me.
I was gonna say
Come on, bro. It's
where
still a hill.
We'll
Where the-
see
I'm
you in
in.
a bit.
where the
All right,
big
I'm gonna-
lizard where the big
I'm gonna-
lizard goes, I'm gonna follow. So
All right, I'm going to cast a spell magic again. I'm just kidding.
They'll get there just faster.
I'm not afraid of the carriage getting we're too far out, man. Let's just go.
Yeah, I'm gonna hard pass for me.
It's better than walking.
So there's 3 of us in the carriage now, and the rest of you are declining.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna like
I think.
tap on the roof, like a let's go.
All right. So who's all staying? Who's all going?
So it's Lo, me, and Doe hopping in the carriage.
I don't know about Mary.
Yeah, Mary hasn't said anything.
Mary, are you going with them or are you gonna walk?
This whole thing is highly suspect, and considering she wasn't invited, she does not trust the carriage, so she shall walk.
Wait, so who all's outside?
So it's you, Armand,
women
Mary.
and Armand.
Yeah, the women Armand. I don't know if I'd trust this. I'm just saying.
Ladies, you have nothing to worry about.
Mayor guy kind of sighs. Well,
If anything, I know from your wife. I mean, I don't trust that statement.
I suppose.
What did she
no.
tell you? She lies, damn it.
So will this carriage slow down in accommodation for people walking outside, or is it just gonna go as fast as it can?
Are you talking about like as they're leaving where you're at currently?
Yeah.
Yep.
As we're following.
Okay, you see that they are. It is cautiously at a slow pace, making its way around the turn. As it's making its way around the turn, it's just see it just around the next bend. As it leaves your sight.
Yeah, so probably right here is where we're at.
Yeah, and then
I look to Madagai. I'm like, see, Madagai. Sometimes inaction is the best action.
Well, if these guys decide to start bolting, am I allowed to move?
yes, you're allowed to move now.
Well, if these guys start bolting, I might have to give us our own ride.
All right, as you guys safely make it through the gates, need a roll to see round is due.
I'm so
as-
sorry.
they-
I'm so sorry
they
about
made
the
it-
spell magic. I feel bad.
They made it to the gates currently. So let's see what the group on the ground is doing.
Minding our business is what we're doing.
Yep.
As you hear rustling alongst the sides of the banks of the hill that you've been climbing for quite some time now, yeah, you definitely hear some rustling across those, like on the sides of them.
Just trying to pinpoint on that.
Damn, you and your perception rolls.
Better
Counting
look.
everything.
Mary, you actually hear some that are kind of a little bit behind you currently. Mary guy, you're hearing that are coming across right here. And where you stand, Armand, you hear them all around you, and so does Esmeralda.
Judging by the looks on your guys' faces, you hear that too.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear it. I don't know what it is yet. I'm assuming I don't know what this is. Judging by footfall.
I say we crack on and ignore it.
They were expecting us on the They were expecting you guys, so they may have only been expecting you guys to just take the carriage, so 2 groups may be disorienting if it's something else.
Well, I'm not going in those bushes, I can tell you that. Let's just keep going.
We saw what happened the last time someone went to the bushes.
Oh, what happened?
Well, apparently they had some peeping toms.
Oh, those are the worst kinds of thumbs.
Oh, sorry, I might do that private. My bad.
You would know.
You're fine if you do it public. It's better. It's just that you don't do too many privates. That I just did mine private because Armand, like you.
Yes, I am Armand, glorious bard, the Vistani. Do I recognize this person?
Yes, you recognize this person.
Do I recognize this?
No, recognize.
What's his or her name?
As you see, his name is Anil.
Anil, my friend, it's a pleasure to see you again. What brings you to this side?
Oh well, no, we were kind of trying to see if we can catch some folks going. Us, a little shakedown, you know.
I mean, I put my arm around his shoulder. Let's take a walk.
Sorry, can you say what that guy's name was again?
Anil.
Anil.
Aneal.
All right.
So I say under my breath, Anil, these guys are a little stronger than your normal marks. I'd be very cautious. Please, not these ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, most people take the carriage, and we can't break down the carriage. That's Strahd's carriage. So, but somebody walking, free game.
I know exactly how you think. I thought the same. I would have taken the carriage myself. In fact, I tried, but I point to my little scrape on my arm. This bad shit happened. But I appreciate you not shooting first.
No, I heard you talking to them. It's like, I did. I always hear your voice in a crowd. I don't know why. You got that beautiful voice.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Neil. Well, I'll tell you what. I will go ahead and give you 5 gold, and if we're in this area again, we need your help. I know I can count on you.
Absolutely, I am here for you, my friend. Yes, 100%. wouldn't by any chance have a couple gold. You know the wife, she doesn't want me to come home empty-handed.
Oh, no worries. Here's 5.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you.
I love how you're trying to bring treasure home to impress your wife, and you just gave away a bunch of gold.
I don't trust me. I don't want to be doing this.
No, it's useful. Possibly in the future.
Yeah, but also there's another group. I describe what they look like. If you see them walking this way, don't shoot and don't tell them that you're thieves or anything like that. Play the oh please help us with travelers along the road. You know the deal.
Oh, absolutely, friend. I got your back. Not too
No
far
worries, man.
back. Not too far back. But I got your back. It's back here. You need me. I will be there, friend.
I appreciate it. And actually, what do I call upon your services these days? Where is your camp?
Oh, dear. Well, down at the bottom of the hill. It's off to the right.
Yeah,
You know,
great.
just outside of the gates. The eastern gates. Yeah. Western gates. Yes, it's right outside. And you can see
If-
where I'm. If you scroll
Yeah.
back out a little bit, it's right around here.
So Anil, just to let you know, these people were invited by the big man, and if he hears that you may be harassing his guests, you may not survive the night. So I recommend moving over, at least further over towards Valaki.
Oh, but see, no, the people that come here are not welcomed. Oh, have you heard of the last time that they were actually allowed to come up here?
No, it's a story, my friend, that I can't wait to find out, and I will
Wait.
sing about it.
Oh, are you going? Are you invited too?
Yes, I was invited by the man himself.
Oh, who?
I recommend against it. He asked for me by name. He said it was of major importance with my clan.
Okay, then you might be able to do 10 gold if you're seeing the big man, right?
Anil, really?
Hey,
If it's not my corpse, it's gonna be Alina coming after you at this point.
shit. You are correct. I stand behind. Okay. Hey guys, let's go. Let's go down here. And leave the big one. I guess some dude that looks like Scaly guy. Leave him alone. Anybody else? Go get them.
No, but weary travelers, if you ever need us again, please seek our guidance and so and so. Have a good, safe trip back.
Thank you. And you see them kind of turn around, kind of talking amongst each other. You do a
Was that
perception
whole
check.
exchange like out of earshot?
I'm about to say, was that out of earshot or something?
Did you-
or-
I walked away to make yeah.
Well, I was about to say because hang on, just wanna. Oh, good, yeah.
I would have said perception to see if you heard it. That
Well,
should've
I was more going for not the hearing, just but seeing the interaction.
Well, I'm going for the hearing.
Well, that's still perception.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. Insight would be like
wow,
looking
that's
at
the
them, right?
lowest perception
Um,
we've seen from Ez.
Well, that is true.
I
So yeah, you
I just
didn't
probably-
capture anything on that.
Damn it.
As for Armand, you see him kind of walking towards the group again, I guess. But Mary, what were you looking for,
Aye?
Mary?
I was rolling to see if I heard anything.
So I would say that you may not have actually heard the word. I mean, you saw the boasting. You were able to see that they had a good, I guess, conversation between each other as you see their hip movements, kind of like the laughing, the kind of looking up, the like arms up, talking. You see the gestures that they're friendly, type folks with each other. Like they had history. is something you. As we're hearing though, I'm not sure on how loud. I mean, Armand, how far away would you say you were to where Mary being in the closer into the back of the walk?
I would take them out of audible range for this conversation. That's when I put my arm around the shoulder and I'm like, let's go over here and talk. And I just kept on going.
Okay. And then as
Basically
you
towards the other guys that were with him.
and as you're walking back to the group, with that perception and the inside of America, what are they seeing on your face, your the way that you're standing, the way the way you're swaggering back or whatnot?
I'm smiling. Just smiling and just sauntering forward towards the group.
Her guy kind of mutters under her breath. You know them.
Yes,
Keep that to
yes.
herself. No. She said she mutters under her breath. She's.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
She's
just a
kind
group of travelers. They got lost. I told them which way to go. I did know him. His name is Anil. He's a good friend of mine.
We're doing this.
9, dear God, man.
What was that all about?
Oh yes, it's one of my clanmates, Anil. Really good guy. He got lost up here, and I told him which way to get back.
I just want to roll it, but I know, like, even if I got a 20, I wouldn't be able to get it.
No, if I got a 20, I would have meet it and then beat it because of
Ah,
political, but
Yeah, that's my friend Anil.
That's true.
Yeah, that's my friend Anil. I know him.
the Maragai's suspicions are alleviated, but she's
I don't even think that, like, they're part of your clan.
yeah.
Just like,
Oh man.
Maragai being Maragai, she's suspicious of everything though.
All right, so proceeding forward, let's I would say over quite some time, about an hour or two have passed, for your guys' travels to get up here, up to about right here as while you are
Just want to go ahead and say Maragai does have her hood up now. At this point, she's trying to be incognito.
Oh, who are those? Oh, Mary.
all right, so the first and actually we're gonna go ahead and grab the player character for a second. Vehicle walking Armand. Howard, you're gonna but you're gonna be
Maragai
considered a
is
part of
hanging in the back.
The suspension on this carriage is pretty nice.
Oh, shut up.
not, dude.
Oh man. I like how Armand already understands exactly how Growry would approach guys trying to take money from him by force.
Dude, you're hella quiet and intimidating. Yeah.
and yet I have a minus to my fucking intimidation because charisma.
Yeah, but still, you're huge. It's freaky.
It's
I know.
freaky. It's freaky.
That's one of those things where it's kind of funny when you look at the rules and how the numbers work. It's like a fucking
I mean, have you ever tried to?
dump stat.
I mean, have you ever tried to intimidate as like a giant fucking wolf? It doesn't work.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. It's just a really funny way that numbers work out.
I mean, luckily it works for me because I keep the mental stats. But I'm just saying in general, like for some reason, like these ferocious beasts cannot do intimidation.
Yeah.
All right.
It,
They're
it
not
boils.
scary at all.
Yeah. That pops up in a bunch of articles. People talk about that kind of thing.
Well, it's like one of the things I used to introduce was something called like it was a
Scary
feral
modifier.
a feral intimidation, where intimidation was based off of strength for a beast instead of
Yeah.
charisma.
Well, I mean, think about it this way: the base stats of things. I think I saw one did a just comparison of the standard NPC gnome farmer can
Mhm.
be more intimidating than the standard half orc fighter
Right.
or the half orc barbarian or whatever it was. There's a bunch of ways that people have come up with to
There's some ways to go.
combat it.
We are all
Around
set
it,
now.
yeah.
We are moving over. Scene. Get to castle.
Give me an hour to load this, and I'll be with you all in a minute.
It is going to be a pretty big.
Ooh, Jesus Christ! I like how I'm in the middle of a dark pool. Ugh. Where's my lizard?
I'll let y'all know whenever I load in.
Oh, Sergeant Baker 21, thank you so much for the follow. We are here every Saturday, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Doing some of the Curse of Strahd. Still working on the download right
Yes,
there.
I'm the only one that's not loaded in. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're fine, dude.
You can go ahead with the mind's eye. It's fine. I'm
Okay.
just again, I'm in the back of the group. That makes any
Gotcha.
sense.
Yeah, I got you in the back of the group right there. All right.
I don't got sight though, Culp. I'm looking on the stream and there should be people around me. I can't see it when I'm in the program.
You have night vision?
No, I'm human.
Right click and then click the torch. It's the top left icon.
See, I got dark vision, but
Sadly, I don't have one. All right.
I'll just cast dark vision on him.
There you go. All right.
don't do that. I'm wasting. Oh, we don't.
Oh
okay.
goodness! It was so dark on this bridge. What happened?
Light is vacant, my friend.
There you go. You can have.
Thank you very much.
And then Anil turned around and walked away after he said that real quick. He was there again. Sorry.
You just like trying to like get right up to it. Like, please, are you sure I can't come in?
Dude, did you really mean what you said back there? Yep.
All right, I think I'm loaded in. Yes, I'm loaded in. All right, beautiful.
Oh, Stately Owl. Thank you for the sub. Oh, Rob. Wait, Rob, did you just do that?
That's all I can afford right now.
Dude,
Sorry.
Rob, Stately Owl with the sub. Got Valindra with the sub. Anna with the sub. Sports, yeah. And Benny, let's go. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Who else was in the cart?
Classic
I'm missing
Rob.
somebody. There's Arrows. Welcome, Arrows.
Well, there's 7 of us, so I think you have.
Yes. I'm missing somebody. I got Growrig and I got Doe. What else am I missing? Oh, there it is. Okay. I accidentally set him on top of the other one. All right. So
I don't think anybody's catching up on me.
I doubt they would. I mean, you literally more than doubled the guy in second.
I'm actually almost 6 times him.
Oh yeah, let's look at that.
All right, so thick, cold fog swirls around the courtyard. Sporadic flashes of lightning glance the weeping clouds overhead. Thunder shakes the ground. Through the drizzle, you see torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's doors. Warm light spills out of the entrance, flooding the courtyards. High above the entrance, a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in the iron frame.
Merg, I turns to the group. Are y'all sure?
Hold on,
This
hold on.
This is
It's
my
actually
oh, God.
it's the other ones first, because they've reached this point before you got to reach this point.
Okay,
Ah,
fine.
So right now it's Graurig, Doe, and who do we have out right now?
Good question.
Well, that was an
The,
extremely comfortable ride.
yes, it was, and I think now it is time for us to keep our mind's eye ready. For the record, monk is now
Say that
entered
sounds like
entered the
monk.
chat. The monk has entered the chat.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I didn't know they were that far ahead. My bad.
Well, are we waiting for the rest of them, or should we venture ahead?
I mean,
Oh.
we can probably talk to this guy here and figure out what the next steps are.
You guys are crossing this this bridge currently. Sorry, I sent you guys over there, but you guys are still in the carriage as you're going across this this bridge that stands before you.
I mean, we
there's
can.
there's this guy right here, correct? That we need to talk to.
He's saying we're pulling up to like right here right now,
Okay.
and we're coming into the gates. So it's like, yeah. So I mean, if it's a trap, it most likely will spring now.
Well, before
If
the
not,
cart
then-
stops, I step out to the side, and while it's moving, I'm hanging off the side of it, taking a look around. Is there anything notable in the area?
Notable in the area, yes, you see that roll, because with that roll, you see that you are overlooking hundreds of feet below you of just darkness. As you are walking across, or as you're in the cart, kind of hanging out, you're still well away from the edge of it, but you notice that pretty much a fall from here would mean death instantly.
But there's not much else in the area other than the guy that's standing ahead of us.
Yeah, you're not noticing anything else other than the guy in front of you, the cobblestones on the inside of the courtyard, the broken
guards.
glasses, no guards,
No barracks. No. Okay. We're
above you, as you're glancing across, and then you kind of look up at the arches above. You do see like a green slimish looking thing above there.
All right. Well, I stick my hand on my sword and keep quiet as the cart continues.
I sit there kind of with my eyes closed, tall posture, just taking everything in.
As Lowe is coming back in, ducking his head, or kind of like moving his head back, he looks down at the ground, and you notice that the bridge that you are now going over, that stands between your life and death, is a rickety, broken down, like holes missing, and wood broken, split, splintered. It looks like the scariest thing at this point in your mind's eye that you can ever see, looking down through those holes to the bottomless pit that seems to be there.
Well, it's probably been walked 100 times, 1,000 times. So But there was no damage when it was crossed, right?
You can hear the as it creaks under the floorboards. Well, yeah, you can tell that it's
Okay,
been
okay.
nearly 200, 300 years old. It looks that worn.
Do you say anything, Joe?
We're just on the bridge. We just crossed it, right? We're
You're still crossing it. Moment like so
Yeah.
the information that I provide you, you can either hold it to yourself or and just tell me and the crew. I'm just gonna hold it to myself so they can either placate off of it or do
No, I'm
nothing
just
with the
observing the
information.
area. I'm just
Okay.
quietly observing the area right now. That's yeah.
Okay. Okay. So he's not saying anything to you guys. You guys don't know what's going on.
Well, if it's not a danger, we're just going across. I guess it's if the bridge is holding, it's holding. We're gonna yeah.
All right. So you're about halfway through the bridge right now. Through. And you were able to successfully make it to the other side. As you are greeted here by a very tiny humanoid. Hello? I welcome you on behalf of Strahd.
Thank you. We
You
are.
don't call him Lord.
He has not a in present of him. Everything is not as formal.
Oh, so this is your little rebellion. He's not here, so he won't get after you.
That is not what I've said. Did not imply other people's thoughts or speak for them. It is impolite.
Many apologies, good sir. That is not our intention to be impolite. We are just.
Oh no, it definitely was my intention.
What?
Oh no, he's gonna attack you.
I see through what you are talking about and what you mean, sir. You are welcomed by Strahd.
Doe jumps off the cart and walks past the guy, completely uninterested in what he has to say.
Hey, Doe, we should probably wait for the walkers. So stay out here for the time being, if you would.
Well, we have been invited.
Yes, but I'm sure they would rather have everyone here than just the three of us. As I hop off the carriage.
Nodding back, Doe still takes a few more steps to look inside.
As you
I, 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 No, I fully expected you to continue on, but I did my part by saying, "Hey, you should stay somewhat closer to us."
No, don't go.
As you walk forward, the doors suddenly swing open, as revealing a grand half-filled with hold on, is this the entry? Yeah. Okay, the ornate doors of the castles hang open, flanked by fluttering torches and iron sconces. 20 feet inside the castle is a second set of doors, about right here.
Any response from Cyrus?
No, he's only paying attention to you right now, or to Growrig as he's eyeing him closely.
And you said he was short, right? It's gonna ask what his height is.
Looking at this guy, you would he looks up to you at this point.
Okay.
Wow.
As it should be.
Understandable.
That's what. All right, cool.
Don't let me fully interrupt the conversation, though. I just walked right by.
He's eyeballing Growrig, but talking to Monk. Well, you seem quite calm, sir.
I'm here at the bequest of your master, and I have no desire to have any kind of anger at this particular moment. And at this point, because we're waiting, I cross my legs and sit down on the bridge, kind of in a meditative state.
Damn it, no.
It's quite nice to see someone coming here that isn't quite as afraid.
What does fear get one? It just makes a person's actions more frantic. Fear is not important.
Fear can inform your decisions. You just can't let it rule. By the way, I would keep an eye on the one that's going inside.
Oh, he needs me. He does not want to pass without me. He'll be fine
No,
if I
he won't be
intervene.
fine.
He'll be
You
fine if I
should-
intervene.
You should stop him now if you have to intervene. Because
Sir,
it's gonna take you more than 5 seconds.
as he turns towards Doe, sir, you might want to come back and wait for my lead.
Joe turns around and just takes a seat beside the doors. I think I'll just wait here. And question though, while I'm stepping, because I'm actually just gonna lean right up against the doors here. It's almost black for me. I can't see much. But do I see anything inside? Because I do see like partial creatures inside the doorway.
So go ahead and do an investigation check.
Oops, wrong one. Sorry.
Intimidate. Great. But yeah, no, I got that was the wrong one. It was cool. All right, so opening up the doors as they swung open, you should be able to see more from there. All right, let me since they swung open, let's get rid of these.
Like I just see two dragon-like things here, on my screen, but I don't know if I should be seeing that, or I don't know what I can see as a.
All right, so yes, you do see there are two dragon wouldn't give you the set of double doors to the west. Overhead in the vaulted entry foyer, 4 statues of dragons glared down, their eyes flickering in the torch. That's what you see. The 4 statues that sit upon the tops of each one of the corners.
All right, all right. Well, like I say, I just take a seat beside the doors.
And we are back to Ez, Armand, and Mergai, and
I'm walking forward again. Thank you very much, Esmeralda. I appreciate the sight. That's really handy.
Of course, you're not really much use if you can't see anything.
This is correct. Also, you hear me like coughing, and you hear me like enunciating in a different tone, like I'm preparing to speak differently. You hear me saying different phrases.
okay.
Hello, 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 hello. Greetings, greetings. Hello, hello. Okay.
Howdy, y'all.
Hmm.
Are you nervous, you wee lamb?
Not at all. I like to know my audience. Excuse me. Not at all. I like to know my audience, and these people don't seem to like the guttural inflections of Vistani speak.
As you see Marigot kind of looking at her surroundings, she's slightly shaking, but she manages to calm her nerves. Takes a deep breath. Well, let's go off, shall we?
Yes, let's please go off.
Aye. We didn't make it this far to set a picnic here.
And it's not a very nice location, I must say so myself.
Marigot does. Kind of, she just checks, makes sure her hood's still on, and in a reasonable way, where she can hide her face if need be.
Phil, as you're crossing the bridge, oh, you guys should still be at the bridge.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
I forgot to hold on. You guys are still
Stop.
right.
No.
They got all the way to us.
I'm just
Okay.
like waiting.
Well, I figured you guys were talking in so we'll say you're about 1/4 of the way. As you're moving across this bridge, you feel every crack, every pull of the wood that stands on this bridge as feel the bounce almost feeling like it's giving way under the pressure of your seeing the whole through you definitely notice that you are hundreds of feet above the ground currently. So as a cold chill goes up your spine.
My word, I would not want to fall down there.
No. I don't think one would.
Jesus,
Very
Merlin
high.
Joseph, we must get across here.
America
Yeah, and
kinda gets
assuming
a-
that the rest of them went over on a carriage, it should be okay.
America kind of glances down the chasm, glances down at the bridge, and draws the same conclusion Armand did there. Let's just get across. We'll be fine. Just stick to the more solid tiles.
Ladies, I bow. After you.
Oh, a coward we have amongst our midst. Don't you know the proper etiquette? It's the man who's supposed to lead.
If
Oh.
you,
Supposed to be testing these water.
I need you to ping the spaces in which you are taking go over.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, I am going behind. I'm waiting for you guys.
All right, so should I go ahead and roll investigation to see what seems the strongest?
I'm just asking you. I mean, if you want to, but if you're feeling comfortable to walk across it, you can. Well,
Yeah, I feel
I
feel
needed
like
to know the
actually-
path that you're taking, just so that I know that you're taking it.
I feel like honestly that's the best path right there.
The one that Ez did?
What? I didn't do it.
You are seeing that, right, Culp?
Yeah, I see that. You're talking about going
Okay.
straight across.
Yeah.
If you'd like
Oh,
to,
sorry.
just keep in mind this map is not mine. I've borrowed it, so
Yeah.
tracks don't mean shit to me here. So you're gonna go straight?
Well, we just saw a carriage go across it, so I think yeah.
No,
you
you
guys
did
gotta-
not. You were farther back. You did not see them cross. They are waiting for you for at least 45 minutes.
Okay, so that being said,
Perception roll.
no, I'm just gonna do an I'm just gonna do intimidation, or not intimidation. Intimidation. Let me
Intimidate.
intimidate this bridge.
You privately rolled that.
Yeah, I know. I did that for my own RP. My guy's kind of looking at this bridge. She's kind of suspicious of it, but she's gonna kind of look at Armand again. What you doing, buddy?
I think I might have an idea, actually. I bring out a mage hand, and I slowly start using it to press down on some of the boards to see if I can determine if ahead of me is safe or ahead of anybody is safe.
So it says carry 10 pounds or more than 10 pounds. So, you can find out if whether or not pressing down with 10 pounds of force
Correct.
push through it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me what squares it is that you are.
The first one's going to be right in front of Esmeralda, just to the right of her. Yep, right there.
Okay, as you press down on it, the hand doesn't look like it's breaking. The wood underneath it.
No weird sounds, no creaking.
Oh, there's plenty of creaking. Just where you're standing right now,
Okay.
you're hearing the creaking.
Esmeralda, do you notice any? Does it look safe with this hand pushing down on that?
With all 10 pounds of pressure.
I'll just go do perception on it.
There you go.
Oh yeah, it's totally probably fine.
It's
It's only
totally
10 pounds. I'm sure that's quite the way to gauge, but at least 10 pounds won't worry about it. Do I notice any like safer ones as well?
with that
from,
perception.
gauging?
I would say gauging the way that it looks with that perception roll, you see that the one that looks a little bit more safer probably be this one.
Okay. But 10 pounds. It's got a little bit of a give, but the one on the other side, to the left, seems to be a little bit stronger.
I didn't even notice from here, my lady. Well, I guess this is useless. I just smell the hand.
I got a perception roll every step.
Yes.
Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna do that. How many steps do I gotta take? Like how many blocks? I'm just gonna do a bunch of rolls all at once.
No, that's not gonna work like that.
Just roll like 10 dice all at once. No.
If
Alright.
you're gonna be, I'm gonna use a bonus action to give Esmeralda and whoever else is, and I ask out, is anybody else looking to find the safest route over? I can inspire you to do better.
Mary guy.
No takers. All right.
Oh shit! Sorry. No, that's not what I want to do. How do I just do the ruler for distance? Oh, there we go. 45 foot. How much strength does that take for 45 or 40?
To what? To
The jump.
jump?
Yeah. I actually forgot. I gotta look this up.
I don't even think this is the right. If I was to do the actual size of this bridge, I would have probably been the same amount of like distance from the castle to the ground. So,
Colt, can you get rid of those? I keep
yeah.
on my thumbs here. So I give a bardic inspiration to Esmeralda. And did anybody else say that they were going to be looking for the safest route across?
If we're gonna like, how does so the boards look creaky, but how are like, is it railings or is it like a rope?
Is it Maraguy's the lightest out of all of us? I should probably just go ahead and test this out myself. I believe Maraguy's the lightest.
I was gonna like do one like half foot on each step, leaning.
Yeah, that's what Maraguy's gonna do as well. But I'm saying I'm pretty sure Maraguy's the lightest out of all of us.
I look confused about the plan, and I give a bardic inspiration to Esmeralda and Maragai.
This is pointless. All right.
Oh, I know this spot's the safer out of here.
As of now, Maragai is holding her bonus action. I'll put it that way, just for emergency shift if she needs to.
Okay.
And
so
she will go ahead.
If I move over here and everything, can I like half step onto the next one, like
And to fill it, yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Okay. So like
do another perception.
Now this is added to it.
All right.
What if I wanted to save my bardic?
Oh, is that how it works? I'm sorry if that's not how it works. I thought it was just the next one.
For 10 minutes, one ability check.
Yeah. You could hold it for 10 minutes. Hold it for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So I will say, as Maragai follows
I'll save that 4 for whenever I end up using it. We'll just
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll
Alright,
say
so
guy is following. Go ahead.
so as you were able to make it there, you notice that was safe as well.
Okay. I feel like this is like playing Minesweeper. I'm getting in my brain like
This-
this is which one's
No,
which
this is the Squid Games like glass bridge thing.
version of yeah.
All right, you want to roll
Uh,
perception on the next one?
Sure.
Good lord.
I'll like half step on this one.
Half stepping on that one. Feel the creaking give way as you start to fall forward, kind of losing your balance a little bit. You were safely able to kind of pull yourself back.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go over here.
Our guy's following her closely.
Go ahead and roll
Oh,
perception.
there's so many more options.
We're really playing Minesweeper here.
Feels like
There's a 2 right here.
2, yeah. That's kind of what I'm feeling, you know. It means all of this whole row is safe, right? No. Okay. I guess I'll just keep with the half stepping. I'll go half step straight.
Okay, you're gonna half step right there. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Roll perception.
Ooh, not performance. Almost not.
Good lord.
All right, as you're stepping on it, you're kind of not feeling comfortable on that one. Looking at the 2 squares around it, though, I would say that a little bit safer going here.
Do you want me to do anything towards like anything else? Right. Y'all are chicken shit just standing back there. God. All right.
All right, I'm wiping the
noticed
board
it.
as soon as I'm resetting the board as soon as
As
soon as you're through.
Well, Mariguy's been like, I've been right behind her the whole time. She's at least said it, you know. Yeah, I'll go here. You want more?
All right, yep,
perception?
performance. We're gonna, or I'm sorry, perception. You messed me up with performance now. and I just real quick,
I just rolled
welcome
it
in,
twice.
Evil DOA. Welcome.
Right click the last one.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know if you want to keep it, we can keep it. But I just rolled it twice, so it was the 19 was this one.
Okay. Looking at which one are you on right now currently?
This one that I'm on right now. I went from here and I stepped over here.
Okay. This one did like it was onto.
What about right?
Go ahead and did you move forward or are you
Yeah, we'll do the half step still.
the half step? Okay.
Yeah.
Noticing this one doesn't look as
Isn't as safe. But it is one.
Did you just step on it?
We're just stepping on it. We're just
Oh,
stepping
God.
on it.
All right,
All right, go ahead.
I'll do a
Mariguy's got
survival.
a bonus.
I'll
No,
do.
Mariguy's
I'll
got
do
a bonus action. Oh,
Okay,
Let me,
your leg is falling through it currently.
Okay.
Go ahead and
what are you
do a
gonna
deck save.
reaction?
Now you can use that bardic inspiration.
Ah, this is more fun.
I don't need it.
Hell no, you don't.
It was on that one for half a second.
It was. It was.
as it was falling forward and the ground came out from underneath it, you noticed to pull back quickly, getting your stance lower, stopped yourself from falling through.
Maria's like, "Would you be careful? I can try to save you, but I don't think I can.
Well,
I don't know if I
gauging
can."
from this, I feel the safest spot is here.
I hope you're right. Marigai groans as she goes ahead and takes the space here.
Lady Mari, are you going to be following along?
Armand's just like, I don't even know if I trust the path.
Armand's not a real man. We've already discussed this.
Yeah.
Mary, are you there?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
am I muted? Oh no! Yay! I'm not muted. So I'm trying to figure out how to draw a rectangle like everyone else.
I'm drawing the rectangles. Basically, the path that they've taken so far is the better of the paths that they've noticed.
Yeah, so
Keeping in mind that some of the things that have been talked about, how Ez said that she'll go first. Marigai said she was the lightest one here. Just means, keep in mind that since you're new to playing, just means that Ez and Marigai are able to make it through so far the distance that they've made. You guys have not traveled forward yet, therefore your weights have not been taken into account on whether or not this same path is safe for you.
Yeah, I think Marigai's like 140 pounds, I believe. Check it on that one.
But yes, they are on their way to get to the castle where the part of the party took the wagon or the carriage, and the other party didn't trust the carriage. So we're working our way to the castle still for the for dinner with Strahd.
Marigai is 132, just for reference.
I'm just cautious stepping, you know? Like any good person going off a rickety bridge, you know? You kind of like half step a little bit. You only place half the weight as you go.
And you went that way.
Have I technically crossed out? Like, I'm assuming this is the very end. And
yes, at this point. Well, actually, did you do the? No, you did not do it yet.
No, you. I mean,
yeah. Go ahead and go and roll again for perception. You can't tell whether or not these.
I mean,
two...
I just straight stepped on it.
You just okay, then yeah. All right, it gives way underneath you. You're gonna do a dexterity.
Oh, I'll take the bardic on that one.
All right.
It was a 4 from before. If you don't want.
Okay, so hang on. Is that enough? Marigai is holding her whole action for this.
Oh yeah.
Your action has to be told exactly what you're doing. So
basically, her bonus.
Keep in mind also, you are 132, about to grab somebody else that weighs more than you on a square that already feels shaky. So keep in mind.
I'm aware of that.
Okay.
The bardic, if we kept the 4 that he rolled before, would be.
So at this, yeah, this would be 11. As you step into that place, full brunt of the force of your foot falls straight through the wooden pillar or the wooden slats. As you're falling through, looking up, you see the eyes of Marigai as she's looking at you as well. Can you do a save on that, Marigai? See if you can get her.
Skill Esmeralda.
Remember, you have a bardic inspiration too, Marigai.
Is that concentration?
No.
Nope.
right, so would that be what, a dex?
Yeah.
All right, give me a second. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this real quick. 18.
It was hidden, so I'm not sure if you're trying to show that. That's what I'm saying. Just
Oh shit!
yeah,
my
just
bad, I'm
do
sorry.
unhide all rolls to me. It'll be perfectly fine. I can see what you're doing based off of that as well.
Yeah, I just gotta
Okay.
reveal it.
So as you grab hold of her, you start falling forward at this moment as well. What
So
are you doing?
As I'm holding her, I'm using my bonus action now to. Ooh, do I really want to do this? Can I? I have an idea, but I don't want to put it in motion right now.
I think now's the time.
No, I
If there
know.
was one.
You know what? I am just going to go ahead and I want to do something cool here, but I don't know if it's gonna roll as for the GM currently. All right, strength roll it is.
Oh, thank God.
Natural
Okay.
20.
Just for the awareness, what I wanted to do was I wanted to use my bonus action to shift into a spider and pull her up.
There
That
she
worked out.
is.
That would have been funny.
It's just it's hard to I don't know how it's gonna be rolled. So
Like all that
I would say that was
displacement
an
of weight
absolute
of all the
success.
ladies.
As you use your bonus action to form into like the legs start sprouting out from your rib cage, and your hands start to turn into these long rickety legs. Go ahead and change your token. Spinneret pulls forth from your abdomen and just latches onto Esmeralda as you hold on to her, pulling her. Yep, that worked perfect. And then as you pull her to safety, taking that one step forward necessary over the messed up tile, pulling her.
I guess.
Yes, you both made it completely through.
Are you guys okay over there?
Just a bit of a messed up, but we're fine now.
That was well done. Well done, Rob.
Thanks for not killing Esmeralda so quickly.
Well, Mary, I think it is our
Or
turn.
letting her die.
Aye.
Here, let me give you a bardic inspiration as well. And that's my last one.
and Meridine's gonna sit over here in giant spider. She is going to hold an action again. She
How
watches.
far can your webs go out?
I think it's 20 foot.
Mary, I think they should have followed a path. I think
30
you should
to
probably just
60.
follow that same path they took.
Well, if those ones are already weak by them, I don't think that'd be a good idea.
So, did you move here, or are you going to do a perception before moving there?
Oh, I did the perception.
Where was that at?
Last one was 6.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So so you did move there, or right now you perceive that's the best tile you can ever step on. But your perception, remember, your perception could be right or wrong. It doesn't matter if you perceive that it's good. And also new player, everybody. That's what I'm trying to just give the heads up. So as you move forward,
Mary totally thinks it.
Mary completely thinks that this is the best one for her, and successfully finds a a really, really good structured tile. Hold on. That one. Okay. So as you stand there, go ahead and move yourself out of the square, and then here I'll move you out. Quick. Get rid of this red one real fast. Sorry.
You see Marigar on the other side, her thorax quivering. She's ready.
The distance that you are right now from
Terrifying
her
sight to
is
behold.
way farther than 30 feet.
Well, yeah, I can shoot at disadvantage with 60.
Okay, good. All right. So as you stood there, Mary, definitely feels strong. You didn't hear any kind of give way on the ground or anything.
Right.
You have a choice to either go to this one or this one.
The one ahead, not the one diagonal.
You can go ahead and do an investigation or perception. And let me know, are you going to be just jumping right onto it, or are you going to do it as did and kind of put one foot onto it?
Oh, I'm just gonna walk clean across.
All right.
Oh, famous last
Okay,
words.
Yeah. Let's do it.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, I could name a few things that could go wrong, but hey, what do I know?
Do I notice that she's throwing all caution to the wind and just
Yes,
not
you
even check?
you notice it. Yes.
Mary, please,
Aye?
please, not like that.
Oh no.
No, she's she found a very good solid one right there.
Oh, you
Mary,
see,
please be careful.
I love this.
you just hear Merrick over there hissing, like just hissing at you, like.
Bold, a woman. I like her.
All right, just walking straight across. All right, let's
She's
another
boss.
another solid square.
I love it.
As you step forward onto this one, you kind of feel it give way. Do a dexterity saving throw. Ooh. Yeah.
Alright,
As
I'm using my action.
Hold up, she
As-
can add bardic inspiration.
yeah.
Can she? All right.
hmm She can add a D8 to that.
Go ahead and
Did
roll
you
a
add it
1d8.
again?
Yeah, I'll do it right now. Oh, I mean that is if she agrees to use it right here.
Do you want to use it right here?
Sure.
All right, so
Hey.
that's a 19.
All right. So in this case, you were able to your foot goes through as you feel the crickle and the break of the wooden floor go within your go out from underneath your foot. You shovel yourself to the right, finding safe haven right here.
And at this point, in the great words of Marigar, you hear. He's furious at this point, like, stop being so reckless.
It's just a ruddy bridge.
It doesn't look that way. You almost fell through. Please be careful.
As that one looks quite well as well. You were definitely making your way through this pretty nicely. And the south side was definitely the path to go. The other one was rickety. The other one was that last tile was perfectly good. Y'all made it through. Congratulations. Holy crap.
I just wanted a chance as Esmeralda to die. And they never get to know.
Mary, I don't know what god you worship, but he was or she was smiling upon you today.
Aye, he always is.
And what the hell is that? And I point at the massive spider.
Intimidation.
I would love to see how would he respond? Do the intimidation on that. Like explain to me what Armand would look like. You don't even have to do intimidation. Just How would Armand feel in this moment as he came across
Okay,
this bridge
so
from looking down for so long at his death?
correct. Yeah, I was looking down at the tiles ahead of me, and crazy Mari that was just like skipping across. And I'm not even looking across because I'm like worried about my own skin and the person that I could reach out and grab in case I needed to. I get off and then I look at Mari and I say that, and then I look to the left and my eyes are just huge. And I like, what the hell is that?
Don't piss yourself.
You guys all seem pretty damn cool about this.
Not the first giant spider I've seen. At least I know this one's friendly. Well, I can assume.
Aye, this one's so lovely.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and roll
Up
wisdom.
in the distance, you guys see Growrig, Monk, and even further in the distance, you see Doe just kind of crisscross applesauce right in front of the door facing your direction as well.
I feel like he'd
Going
probably be
around.
asleep.
Looks like he's
Yeah.
waiting.
he looks like he's kind of copying Monk on and off.
So apparently it's not going to attack us. That's right, Esmeralda. Mari, you guys seem okay with this?
Aye.
All right. Well, I trust you guys, especially Mari, the one that has a god that watches out for her.
Just literally stand right behind him
Oh.
the whole time.
All right. Well, I was mute this entire damn time. Classic Rob. Yeah. What's your AC, Armanda?
16.
Okay.
But you did fight him. That's true.
So as Marigai kind of glares at you, she's seeing that you're kind of freaked out by her. She goes ahead and stays in her form. Hang on, let me pour wisdom on that one actually. Hang on.
What are you looking for?
Marigai is going to go ahead and stay in her form. She is going to take to the ceiling.
This
far
is
up
an
is-
open courtyard. There's no.
Oh, this is open?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can climb back on the wall that's right here and right here. And then there is a ceiling back in here if you want to go back in there. There's a slight ceiling that's just right here to right here.
Yeah, Marigai will go ahead and take to the ceiling over here. She's going to watch and see what happens here, and she will follow if necessary.
I look to Esmeralda. Esmeralda, that's Mariga, right?
Yes.
What is she doing?
Well, I'd imagine she's probably waiting and watching.
God, that's creepy. All right, well, I see the guys up ahead.
How can you call her creepy? She's a lovely, absolutely charming spider.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Wait, there's a beholder? Where?
Oh God.
No, thank
You
you.
s- you- No. You see Marigai bring one leg up to her to what the mandibles of her mouth is, and kind of blow a kiss out.
Oh.
I like this spider.
No, she's in full control right now, so you're good.
I like her.
Well,
All right.
now that you're all here, can we move forward, please? Dinner's possibly getting cold.
You seem quite agitated, sir. We are at your leisure to move forward.
Follow me then. As he turns and he starts walking towards the door,
Marigai watches and makes sure he's not watching. She's going to go ahead and stealth behind. Can I not move my character? Like,
Some walls over here.
am I muted again?
No,
No,
I
we
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
All right.
Again, entering into this door, you all now see the four dragon worm, or they look like dragon worm like statues that are all just looking down at the center of this foyer.
Is there anything special about them?
You see
Hey,
like flickering flames in their eyes.
hey, Culp, someone's at my door real quick. I'll be right back.
Yes. Across the way, you see around 20 feet from the last set of doors, but you definitely see two more sets of doors front.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I'm following.
Still
thing
following?
that's showing
Okay.
us. Yeah.
As he opens up the doors, walking to the center, you notice all above and around you cobwebs stretching between the columns that support the vaulted great dusty uh, of a great dusty hall dimly lit by sputtering torches and iron scones. The torches cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 stoned gargoyles squatting motionless on the rim of the dome's ceiling. Cracked and faded ceilings frescoes are covered by decay. Double doors of bronze stand closed to the east. To the north, a wide staircase climbs into the darkness. Lit hallway to the south contains another set of bronze doors, through which hear sad and majestic organ tone. Well, I will leave you here to be. Someone will be with you shortly. As Cyrus then leaves back where that he came to stand into the front area.
So roll a 12 on that stealth. So as he comes out, he sees a spider. The spider kind of hisses at him and kind of skirts his way around Mary here. In case there's exclamations to be had here. But yeah, I'll go ahead and make that public there. Yeah.
Kind of startled by the look of the spider, still kind of like as he walked out the door and just saw you to the left. He didn't quite notice where you went from where you were earlier. Kind of jumps back a little. Walks away. Growrig, are you moving forward? Mary, are you moving forward? You can move your tokens along with
I muted my thing as well. I rolled because I wanted to know whether or not I saw this guy or if there was anything in this part of the room that I could see.
Right now, you can you definitely see gargoyles. Currently, right now, you do see an elf figure at the top of the stairs making his way down.
Ah, what a grand foyer.
I'll bring that.
This elf that you see is an elf with brown skin, long black hair. As he descends this wide staircase, you notice as he's actually descending down the staircase, he is quiet as a cat. You cannot hear any movement in his steps. He's wearing a gray cloak over black studded leather armor, and has polished scimitar hanging from his belt. Hey, my master is waiting for you. He's been expecting.
Then we shall not make him wait any longer then.
There, guy, go ahead.
Very dingy for someone who is to see my master. Every one of you. JR Nerd, thank you so much for the raid. Huge party raid of thank you. Huge shout out. If y'all haven't checked out JR Nerd, definitely go check him out.
You must understand that the roads are dusty and long for us to have walked here. Yes, you were kind enough to send a carriage for the last half. However, we were on the road for quite a while before we met your carriage.
Smear guy, go ahead.
I say in Elvish. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh. Well, Master sent that for you. Didn't know what direction you. Oh. Split path.
And we thank you for the kindness. However, we still were on the dusty road for quite some time. If you would like us to clean up, we would be more than happy to. Is there a place for us to freshen?
This bedroom. Fine. So,
Smear guy.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
But I say, as Mariguy's kind of stepping forward, she de-transformed, obviously. She steps forward, she's hearing this. Strahd, who is he looking for? He's looking for us, correct?
My master is looking.
Does he know who we are? And Marigai, this entire time, I said, Mariguy's got her kind of her head down, her hood covered over.
Of course, he knows who all of you are. How do you think you've gotten here?
Marigai kind of stops herself before she says something stupid. And, yes, I suppose you are right. He is quite all-knowing, isn't he?
Gaze does not stop from the gaze about the land.
I say in
Surely.
Elvish. Oh, sorry.
Okay, go ahead. And surely someone of that has no weaknesses.
Weakness.
Because he's benevolent, isn't he not?
I say in Elvish, please forgive her. She is a wild woman of the forest, and she doesn't have any civility when it comes to matters of court. I do thank you, and I do apologize. Oh, do you speak Elvish too?
I am Elvish. That guy yells out in Elvish.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I love that.
I say that to him in Elvish,
Oh.
and I'm like, please do accept our deepest apologies. We will certainly freshen up to meet the beautiful and wonderful Lord.
You just ruin everything, don't you? And Maragide says that in Elvish. just to drive the point. But she goes ahead and
We
let
should be
that
nice
go.
to our host. I take a bow.
As Maragide kind of goes ahead and follows Low here. She kind of casts a glance over.
Monk.
She's go ahead.
It's Monk is out.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Monk. As she's glancing around, she's kind of taking her surroundings here. She sees what, these gargoyles?
Yeah, you see 8 gargoyles surrounding up at the top, up in the top of the high vaulted.
Now, where
Exactly.
key on the map where the room is that he wanted us to go to?
So behind him, just up these, go to the guest room, and you will find
Comes up. Go ahead.
somebody there to help you with your attire.
Is there a button I'm missing?
No, just go ahead and station right there. And because
Mary
it wasn't
comes up to Esmeralda and like, we need to stick together. There's something foul about this. I don't know what it is.
and Mary Doe, are you following?
Yeah, I'm just kind of taking a look around as we're walking in.
Just does a sneak attack on one of the gargoyles.
Game
Alright,
over
so-
screen incoming.
Oh, yeah, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So as you reach the guest room, and we're just gonna mind's eye this right here because I didn't get to moving all the notes into proper order.
Yeah, that's fine.
As you enter in, this small wood paneled room reeks of mildew, has a 10-foot high ceiling, iron hook lines walls, and a dusty black coat hangs from hook center of the south wall. You are greeted by 2 which seems familiar. Some of you.
Another raid.
Oh, Darkest Entity, thank you so much for the raid, dude. Thank you. Throw out a shout out. If you like horror, and you like first person shooters and Monster Hunter Rise, definitely go check out Darkest Entity. Thank you. Hopefully it's not breaking up as much now, but sorry about the audio quality. I've been having some issues. I have a new computer on its way. Thank you for bearing with it. But so at the this blank-eyed lady that looks across, or young lady that looks somewhat familiar to some of you. No?
Mm-hmm.
Also across the way, another young man you've not come across before. We have gathered your information and have set you aside some clothes, attire for this evening's dinner. Here coming across the way.
You said some of us would recognize this. Who's recognizing who?
I would say Graurig, Monk may not.
So
Joe would definitely.
I can't place her personally, but from Barovia, I think.
Do a history check and all that.
Sure.
Nailed it.
Her face
WYSIWYG.
face actually doesn't look too familiar to you right now. Joe kind of recollects some coming across the picture at one point, but just it can't put his thumb on it. Over time, he might get an idea, or person might.
That's hers, Doe. Are you sure you want to do this?
Oh, are you sure you want to go ahead?
That's it. Barrack has turned Doe. Are you sure you want to do this? This whole thing reeks of a trap.
Of course, it is a trap. However, I'm not there. Sorry, you're not in the room with me. So I'm sorry.
I thought we were all up in this room because we're doing Mind's Eye.
Yeah,
Or
everybody should be up
Or-
in that room. If you're
Okay.
Yeah.
if you're involved in this, go ahead and get your token close to the other. Have it all there.
I think we're prepared for whatever comes.
Just so you know, if you really think about it, he doesn't see us as a threat.
Exactly. And if you're not hungry, I'll have your portions. No problem.
Hang
Yeah.
on. I'm gonna do a check here real quick.
If it makes you feel better, I can check for poisons when we sit down.
Would it make you feel better?
we're about to find out. God, that is a 6. Okay, no, that would not make me feel better because I can do it myself. The bad guy turns around and says,
Then do it.
"That's fine. It's not about the food. It's about the trap."
You must understand that in order for us to get close enough to him to understand what we're up against, we have to spring the trap.
Speaking
Understand
of,
him.
Monk,
I understand
keep
him.
a hold of yourself. I don't want the violent one coming out before we're ready.
That is why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Married guy, at this point, she's exasperated. She's giving them a final out, but she's takes a deep breath. I've got my hood. She's talking to herself. And she calms down.
As will put a hand on your shoulder.
I'm telling you, I'm warning y'all.
You're
Trust-
right. None of us know anything about great evils.
Trust me. We have met Strahd, and I firsthand know of his strength.
He got backhanded across the yard. That was great.
That is why I am here instead of one of my counterparts. We are here to observe and understand. I understand your trepidation. I understand that you are fearful, but we must move through.
I say in
Actually,
a
not
casual voice.
fearful.
I'm gonna roll persuasion.
Actually, no, you don't need to. I already rolled wisdom on that one.
Okay.
I'm not fearful. I'm just trying to make sure we're not needlessly going into something that's going to harm us.
If he wanted to
I-
harm us, he wouldn't have brought us here.
My Lord
kinda
Strahd, please
weird
forgive their
sentence.
mutterings. I know you probably hear us squabbling like scared children. We will be attending your dinner forthwith. Please, again, my humblest apologies, my lord.
Marigold kind of tightens her hood again. Do what you will. I will be prepared for whatever goes wrong. I hope.
Druda, please get the stuff put together for. We're missing something. Must I always tell you and remind you? Well, I will. And this, by the name turns around, walks to the closet, grabs a couple belts, and sets them in place, places on near the clothes that apparently were belts. So, can you do a check one more time?
The name sounds familiar.
So, with that recollection, sparks. Once you heard her name, it sparks the remembrance of being in the town of Rovia, and the woman's crying face hits you like a ton of bricks. Recall it comes whooshing back at you like a waterfall filling a glass, a regular cup, and you look up at her quickly, remembering this. You're muted right now.
Well, I was that a prompt for me to say something?
Yeah, I just gave you a whole bunch of it came to you.
Yeah,
Lady that
yeah.
was in there, and then it came
Oh.
whooshing back as you look back up to her.
I guess I just remember who she is. Is anybody asking about her or anything?
No,
If
this
not, I
is
just don't say anything.
so in some instances be like you retained you recollected some information, kind of like share.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it seemed. Yeah. I guess I could share it with the group if, like I say, if anybody's asking who she is or anything, yeah.
I would say Marigold at this point is definitely asking because she's very wary.
Unfortunately, Marigai wasn't there when this happened. It was just
Okay, fine.
yeah. When this happened, it
Well, no.
was back in the village of Bro. People still within the that know who she.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like
No, I was
I-
saying I was gonna. Go ahead.
I want to point out, Do, I wouldn't just start monologuing to everybody about somebody that I remember. If everybody's like,
Can Monk roll
yeah,
history? Can Monk roll
it-
history to see if one of the voices in his head can tell him who it is?
so if Marigai is like, who is this person, right? And I'm like, oh well, I met them back, Provia, and
Well, unfortunately,
right.
I'm not gonna be asking that because 10 in insight roll.
So yes, Monk would be able to now that Monk has control over some of the voices in his head. Yes, Monk would probably be able. Monk is the one that orchestrates the voices at this. Yeah. You definitely remember who Huda is, to her mother that was in the center of the floor, crying.
Got it. I look to her and I say, it does please me to see you again.
Oh, you? As she kind of looks sideways at you, like cocks her head left.
Let's just say that you have met me in a different form.
The recollection that you have is not that this is the mother, or this is the daughter that was missing. Which had a picture.
Okay, so
yeah.
this is the picture that we saw on the wall.
This is the one that you picked up, and you were able to see of her hands grasping, crying for her.
It pleases me because we saw your mother and she pines for you.
My mother. Well, I am fine.
And if we go back through Barovia, I will make sure to tell her.
Yes, I am fine. Now, you clean up, or you meet our Lord. As oddly enough, all the clothes that stand before you, as you go to look at them and see them as they're laid out, they are an absolute perfect fit.
And do they kind of match our personality, or are they just kind of dressy clothes?
They're like very I would say I would say that they're very charismatic type clothes, like very nice, adorned with lacing for the women. Uh very, very dressy, like exquisite quality of clothes. Unfortunately they still smell a little musky because it's in this.
Is there, if I look around, does there happen to be a robe in here?
Do an investigation check.
Guess not.
Oh, which one are you? I should look.
I am just a simple monk.
I didn't know which one would be here. One moment, as she goes back to the closet, and as she opens up the closet, you see there are 4 other sets of clothes in there. As one of them she pulls out and sees it's a very fancy looking black robe with a white collar to it going down across the front, and it basically straddles the whole outside of uh, the black robe. There is a silver inlay colored belt. And oh, sorry, I didn't. And she hands it over.
Thank you. And I go ahead and clean myself up and put my robe on.
Very well. Are we done? Are we done, everybody? Is everybody ready to go? As you all turn around to see um this person over.
I'm assuming we all have changed by this point.
No, Marigai has not changed, but yes, the rest of y'all have.
I'll have
Yeah.
brought like my own fine clothes to change in.
I'll put on the clothes that were provided.
So Marigai's still wearing her cloak. That's yeah.
I'll put the clothes on, but I'm gonna keep my my sword on my.
All right, everybody. Let's go down. I think everybody fine enough to see Master Lord of Strahd. Follow me, please.
So this wolf skin is pretty expensive.
Though, so your attire would have like a. Are you talking about like what you're wearing currently, ignoring what they wanted you to put on?
Yeah, Marigai has ignored, but she's got a very fine wolf's cloak, which she is using as her outer wear,
Okay.
which she paid very expensively for.
I think that looks fine. Be able to go with that. Let's go. Proceed. Hall. Come down now toward 8 gargoyles standing around the. Start making your way even further south in the castle. Torchlights fluttering against the vaulted hall to the east. Arched hallway stretches, ending at a spiral staircase. Next to the hallway, a suit of armor, oiled and glistening, stands at attention. Shallow alcove. West, large double door, slightly open, and a steady bright light escapes. Wells of filling their melody, power into the hall. Continues forward. There now see right here, up, right here goes down. There's armor that you see here. Swings open the door. Here into there. 3 enormous crystals, brilliantly magnificent. Pillars of stone stand against white marble walls supporting the ceiling. In the center of the room, a long, fine white satin cloth. The table is laid delectable roasted beef, basted in a sauce, roots of herbs of every taste, and sweet fruits and vegetables. Places are set for each of you with fine, delicate china, and at each place is a crystal goblet filled with amber liquid and a delicate, tantalizing fragrance. At the center of the far west walls, between stands a massive organ with pipes blare out thunderous melody, speaks in tones of greatness and despair. Facing full caped figure pounds the key. Raptured figure suddenly stops. Deep silence falls over the dining hall. It slowly turns towards you. And that's where we're tonight's session.
Wait, hang on. Do I recognize Ganondorf? I mean,
Oh,
Strahd.
sorry.
The
That's where,
session's over.
that's where we end it. And as you guys see, this.
That's Gandorf. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Everybody, all the raids tonight. Fire, thank you so much. Free, thank you. It is the re, and I gotta thank you, Ted, because Jan of sub, and Jan's keeping it going. Right, huge. Rob, 5 tier 1. Follow, 100 host. With 2 viewers with the rate of 3. El Limp Daddy, thank you so much. Also have their K page. Follow the channel. The real Cedric, thank you for. I appreciate you, and tonight was fun. Also, I wanted to throw out there, if anybody hasn't checked out Arrows, definitely go check out Arrows. He's been doing Valheim recently. He sometimes dabbles RimWorld a lot. Don't get me wrong, I miss the RimWorld because that was fun. My little out there. Yeah, I'm missing a little bit, Arrows. I'm missing it. But I know some people get burnt out, and it's yes, everybody, to my players, thank you so much. All of you coming out here, giving your Saturday nights to be here with me, hanging out with me. My heart, thank you so much. Okay, be free. So much for the tier 1 sub to Arrows. Thank you. That's so awesome. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, we do have a Patreon for help. You could Patreon. And what that does is it kind of helps out with Patreon. Is that right? Did I do it right? Yes, I did. If you want to help out, thank you. Thank you, Ted. Yeah, definitely put you on the credits, put you on the end screen. That helps make everything happen. I mean, all the help and support. We've gotten books, computer now, so that I can make sure that this whole losing audio thing is completely null and void, because it's going to be a full computer that's straight for streaming and a full computer straight for games. Check me out throughout the week. We play here on Kulprids Gamin 7 Days to Die, so that you can earn Luke alert. Sorry, it's late. Sorry. In order for you to help or hinder our party through the Strahd. And I did see that earlier, Eros. So everybody, just so you know, Arrows had his finger on the reroll while you guys were crossing the bridge quite a few times, and I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know. Let's our out, and also let's see. Is that is
Culp, you have one less hydrate before you can go.
I got one left. At least Growrig's out of hydrate.
Oh no, I could have done it. I was just building up for the next time.
Oh, okay.
12K right now.
Oh, damn.
Not quite as much. That's me building back up.
I got 17. I got 17K on the trigger, so
Trying to see if Evil Joy, are you?
I mean, I got 28K, but I feel like I shouldn't use it for.
I was only to use it if needed. Awesome. So hang out. Definitely hang out for the raid. It helps them. Helps everybody, right? And we. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted. So sorry. Almost halfway to Monster Hunter. Oh, Are you gonna go for Monster Hunter, or are you gonna go for the legendary action boss fight? That would be nobody has done that yet. Headers and Molly have done the other two, but done that one. Oh, hydrated.
The longer you stay on, the more they're gonna make you drink, man.
I got it. Let's see. We see some R phase. Yeah, who do we got? Oh, here we go. Let's go with Urins. I have raided them before and lurked them, and I find them to indeed and the D. Let's go. Let's go there. Let's give them a healthy. Let's this raid that one, and we're gonna do. So I haven't fixed it. Dang it! I remember to do the other thing. I added some folks to the other one, so it's not going to show the Kulprids sign, but it'll still say raid Cult 2, which is still cool to me. I still find it to be all right. Do a copy and paste once we get in there. We'll go ahead and start out the raid. Again, thank you to the 33 viewers. Thank you so much to the 33 in here. Greatly appreciated. We're going to do the stream ending moments where I get to say thank you to my biggest D&D supporter, Rob 401's, my Patreon supporters, Louis B, Overwatch Scrub Club, Faithful Head, my Mischief Maker Top Bits. Can't say the first one. She won't let me. Second one's Bizarre Andrew, Mike W, Not a Robot, William and Harry 14, Papa SMX, Origin 1, Cannon Fodder 8, I Starter Tag, and Chiquito. Thank you so much for all the love and support you provide me throughout the week. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see the next, see how it's going to transpire in the next encounters, and I can't wait how many times I'm going to die in 7 days. So, come on back. Murder. She says murder. No murder. No murder.
The reason why the she who must not be named is on the
Yes. The she who not be named. The number one up there above Bizarre Andrew. Not be named. For so much. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Take care.